Sgorio will show over 40 live games with Welsh and English language commentary available this season. A number of these games will be available to watch on Sgorio's digital platforms.
To watch Sgorio on Click, S4C's on-demand service, search for Sgorio and it will take you to the live game page. As the game begins, you can select Welsh or English language commentary.
On Facebook, you'll be able to watch the game with Welsh language commentary. And on YouTube, you'll be able to watch the game with English language commentary. Head over to Sgorio's Facebook and YouTube page and follow the relevant links.
Don't forget that there's a wealth of digital content on demand on Sgorio's social media channels,
where you can follow every kick, tackle and goal from the domestic leagues in Wales. Fe fydd dros 40 o gemau byw gan Sgorio eleni gyda sylwebeth Gymraeg a Saesneg ar bob un. Gyda nifer o'r gemau ar gael i'w gwylio ar blatfformau digidol Sgorio.
I wylio ar Click, gwasanaeth ar alw S4C, chwiliwch am dudalen Sgorio. Unwaith i'r darllediad ddechrau, bydd modd dewis sylwebeth Gymraeg neu Saesneg.
Bydd modd gwylio'r gêm o sylwebeth Cymraeg ar gael ar dudalen Facebook Sgorio, neu sylwebeth Saesneg ar dudalen YouTube Sgorio. Fe fydden nhw'n gyhoeddi dolenni i gyfeirio i'r mannau priodol cyn y gêm.
Cofiwch bod cyfoeth o gynnwys digidol cyson ar gael ac ar alw gan Sgorio.
Sy'n caniatáu i chi dilyn pob cic, tackle a gôl o gynghreiriau Cymru.
Dyna i chi waith tîm arbennig.
Pêl-droed gartref gyda Screwfix. Noddwyr pêl-droed ar S4C.
Mae popeth yn odli I raddau heno, croeso I groeso swallt lle mae'r seintiau newydd yn cwrdd ar dre newydd. A'r seintiau di gorfod disgwyl 10 diwrnod ers I gêm diwetha. Y gêm gynta iddyn nhw golli tymor yma ohono yn annisgwyl dros ben yn Aberystwyth pen wythnos diwetha. Ac o'r newydd, sef y seintiau newydd a'r dre newydd, mae dan ni'r hen wynebau cyfarwydd yma hefyd ar Sgorio heno. Dyma'r gêm byw I chi o uwch cyngred Cymru JD. ar hyn wyneb y cyfarwydd, fel fi a Tommy Morgan. Gwythio hwnna'n normod o siom i chi, Tommy. Croeso ma'n ato ni, mae'n braf cael bod yma. Yn gynta, 10 diwrnod i fynd ers i'r seintiau chwarae a colli yn Aberystwyth. Teimlo fel oes iddyn nhw?
Yn sicr, 10 diwrnod hir iawn dyn nhw ar ôl colli'r gêm na. Yn anwysgwyl, ond Aberystwyth yn heiddi ennill y gêm nôl pob sôn.
Do Anthony Limbrick wedi sôn hynny ar ôl y gêm hefyd. Dre newydd, maen nhw'n cael tymor gwych, cyntaf nebyn trydydd yw i, ond gan i glywed gan y rheolwr yn y man nawr, lot o anafiadau gyda nhw heno, gan gynnwys 3 chwarter i amddiffyn. Faint o broblem yw hynny?
Problem enfawr, Shane Sutton, Cyril Mills Evans, Craig Williams, dros fil o ymgysyadau gyda'r 3 na yn y gyngrair, felly mae'n ergyd fawr i Chris Hughes, ond agor y drws i chwaraewr eraill.
Ie, yn union, cyfle i rywun arall. Dewch i edrych ar y tabl, atgoffa'n hunain o'r sefyllfa yn uwch gyngor Cymru JD. Felly'r seintiau newydd ar y brig er colli'r gêm ddiwetha. Dre newydd yn drydydd, mae'r Flint sy'n ail yn cwrdd ar bala heno. Mae Aberystwyth yn chwarae Met Caerdydd gyda llawfe allu Aberystwyth. Godiwch bed Met, tas yn nhw'n ennill heno. Am draws newidiad bydde hynny wedi bod. Beth amdani, Tommy? Flint y Dre newydd, mae'n rhyfedd meddwl mae nhw'r agosa i'r seintiau. Os rhywun yn gallu bygwth y seintiau tymor yma?
Dros y tymor, wi ddim yn credu bydd neb yn gallu'r stym falle dyfnder gyda'r tîm oedd sy'n tu ôl i nhw i roi challenge dros y 20 gêm nesaf sydd ar ôl yn y gyngrair. Felly mae'n mynd i'n dalcyn caled i nhw unrhyw glwb roi challenge i nhw.
Mandy Morrison mae heno, digwydd bod yn sylwebu gyda ni yn Saesneg, mae'n ar YouTube, a mae fe'n mynnu, mae'n ceic honna y dechrau, y newidiadau, mae nhw fydd yn ail, mae nhw fydd yr un i herio seintiau newydd.
Wel, sicr bydde yn dweud na, bydde fe, ond falle'n swn i gael dechreuad gwell i'r tymor, ond mae'n ormod y dasgu yn credu nhw gael y pwyntiau yna nôl, bod nhw'n goffo chwarae'n i gilydd dwywaith eto yn ail ran y tymor.
Ie, wrth gwrs, dych chi'n glywed gan y rheolwyr heno, Chris Hughes o'r Dre newydd. Dim Anthony Limbrick o'r seintiau newydd, mae fe wedi i wahard, felly Chris Sargent oedd yn siarad yn ei cyn y gêm.
Chris, you had a good start to the season. You've had 10 days to wait after that first loss of the season. Frustrating wait?
Yeah, it is. It's that old cliche, isn't it, about, getting back on the horse, as you will, and getting that next win and putting it right, as you say. We've had a little bit of break. We probably needed it with the European experience, if I'm honest. So there's 2 sides to it. Hopefully, longer term it'll serve us in good stead towards the end of the season, having that little break. But yeah, we aim to put it right tonight.
Chris, 10 days since your draw against Bala, how's preparations gone for this game?
Look, I'm not going to lie, disruptive. Obviously, we had a lot of injuries before the Bala game, and then we've had 2 or 3 on the night, so we're missing a few players today. But when one door closes, another door opens. So the lads who are coming in tonight take their opportunity, and what an opportunity is. Playing obviously the side top of the league, and we're looking forward to it. We've prepared well, and we know how the game's going to go. Obviously, we're going to have to be disciplined in and out of possession, but we're certainly looking forward to it.
TNS lost the last game. Is this a bad time to play them?
Look, it's never. Maybe people might say never a good time to play them. Certainly, yeah. Look, they don't lose a lot of games of football. I'm sure they'll be smart and want to put it right. But we're on a really good run at the moment. We want to carry that on as well.
Newtown, you've already played once. What are you expecting from them tonight?
To be honest, I saw Chris mention about the first game of the season, and I thought he was right. It's never a 4-1 game. They frustrate you. They set up well. Chris has always done that. To be fair to him, so yeah, expect the same thing. Disciplined, hard to break down, but if we try and put in what we've put in place this week, then we should give a good account of ourselves.
Where do you see yourself in terms of goals at the moment? You're in third, but is it a top 6 first?
Well, I think first and foremost, and no one ever believes me when I say this, is to stay in the league. That has to be the goal for every single club in the league, bar maybe 1 or 2. And then once you get that sorted, then you can move on. Top 6 is a realistic aim. We're working towards that. We feel we're in a good place at the moment. But we're one of probably 7 or 8 clubs that would have that as an aim. So we know we've got to keep working hard. Look, tonight we know it's going to be a difficult game. We're well aware of that, but one that we're looking forward to and getting a performance and a result out of it.
Ifan Gwilym yn holi y Chris Sargent a Chris Hughes. Y Chris Hughes yn gweud mae aros yn y gyngrair yw i target cyntaf nhw. Dim gobeth, dos bosib bod nhw ddim yn poeni am hynny, Tommy.
Na, ti'n ddim yn tybio bod ddim yn meddwl na, ond mae pob rheolwr yn mynd i weid yna, achos na i target gyntaf nhw i aros yn y gyngrair, bos na gwn i bai.
Mae'ch clwb lleol chi, cyn glwb chi, Aberystwyth yn ceisio aros yn y gyngrair. Dewch chi weld y gol nath ennill i gêm nhw yn erbyn y seintiau newydd. Y tro cyntaf seintiau golli. Mae hon di newid y darlun, nid jyst i Aberystwyth falle, Tom, i gol John Owen fan hyn, ond i'r clybiau eraill o gwmpas y gyngrair.
Wel, i sicr mae hwnna'n mynd i roi ysbrydoliaeth i'r clybiau eraill. Mae Aberystwyth ddangos nhw yn yr ail safle o'r gwylod yn ennill y gêm na o gol i ddim, a hynny ddiannol gyda llaw. Felly, mae'n mynd i roi ysbrydoliaeth i'r dre newydd heno a i gweddill y tîmau dros y tymor.
A fi'n gweld pwynt Chris Hughes, ac mae pethau'n gallu newid yn gyflym, ac yn adlewyrchu heno, mae Met yn chwarae Aberystwyth, ar ôl colli tair, mae Met yn mynd o 5. Wel, fe allan nhw fod yn y dau safle gwylod o Aberystwyth yn ennill heno. Mae pethau'n gallu newid yn gyflym. Wel, sy'n ni gofyn cwestiwn ti, Dylan, pwy sy'n mynd i fynd lawr y tymor yma? Byddai'n anodd iawn pigo y ddoi dîm sy'n mynd i... Wel, felly, Derwyddion Cefn, ond mae'n mynd i fod anodd iawn i ddewis pwy arall sy'n mynd lawr. Do, achos ar un adeg, o'ch chi yn poeni am Aberystwyth, a chi dal yn poeni am Aberystwyth, ond...
Rach chi poeni am pob arall.
Mae'r triffwynt na yn gallu newid y cyfan. Faint mor rhwystredig bydd Chris Hughes heno, fi'n wedi sôn am yr anafiadau, bod e ddim yn dod yma gyda'i dîm llawn, achos maen nhw'n dîm gyda Aaron Williams yn arwain ar ymosod sydd wedi edrych yn dda iawn tymor yma.
Maen nhw'n edrych yn dîm sy'n cystadleuol iawn, maen nhw'n sgorio golau, gollon nhw'r gêm gyfatebol yma, 4 gol i 1 gatre a ddechrau'r tymor. Felly bydd edrych i gael rhywbeth allan o'r gyma heno, bod 5 yn y cefn, 2 fyny yn llinell flan, a am unwaith yn credu, do'n ni ras iawn am yr esgyd air y tymor yma, McManus, a Williams a Wild, felly mae digon o beth edrych mlaen i'r tymor yma. Dyna'r prif sgorwyr yma heno, prif greiwyr, y 2 golgeidwad gyda'r nifer fwyaf o llechi glan yn chwarae heno hefyd, digon i ddal ein sylw ni, a dyma sydd i ddod dros y penwythnos hefyd. Ni sôn am gemau heno, wedyn ni Ceicona, maen nhw arediad gwych ar hyn o bryd. Maen nhw'n cwrdd a Phen y Bont am gêm fydd honna. Lot o glybiau cwmpas i gilydd yn chwarae penwythnos yma. Mae Hwlffordd gartre yn erbyn Caernarfon hefyd, a'r Bari yn erbyn Derwyddon Cefn. Felly hen ddigon yn digwydd penwythnos yma, a Sgorio yn dilyn y cyfan. Gan ddechrau heno fan hyn, dewch i ni fynd at y tîmau sylwebu hefyd. Tommy Morgan yn ffarwelio fi, fe mynd fyny'r pwynt sylwebu, at Ifan Gwilym yn Gymraeg ar Facebook, sylweb y Saesneg ar YouTube. If you are joining us tonight, English language commentary is available on the YouTube site, on our stream, and a very special guest, Andy Morrison, is there, the former Connah's Quay manager, with a new commentator, you may have heard of him. Owain Tudur Jones yn sylwebu ar YouTube yn Saesneg, ond, fel o'n i'n gweud, Ifan Gwilym sy'n disgwyl amdano ni yn y pwynt sylwebu fan hyn, wrth i'r 2 dîm gamu'r cae.
Oh, thank you, Dylan. A very warm welcome to Park Hall for the big top-of-the-table clash between TNS at the top and Newtown in 3rd position. And as we've already heard, my special guest, partner in crime for the evening, the dream team, Andy Morrison, former Connah's Quay Nomads manager. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Been looking forward to it all week, and now it's a couple of minutes from kick-off.
Yeah, certainly promises to be a cracker. TNS obviously looking to bounce back after that first defeat of the season in Aberystwyth 10 days or so ago. And Newtown, who are having a terrific season so far, aren't they, Andy? How confident would they be coming into this game?
I think there's always a belief. You know, they know it's going to be a tough night. And, you know, you're going to have to ride your luck a little bit. You're going to have to work incredibly hard. You're going to have to be long periods without the ball. But, you know, I think Chris himself has had some great results here over the years and knows how to win here. So, yeah, there'll be no fear, but there will be long periods without the ball, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think you mentioned in there the record that the Newtown side that we see on the screen here, plenty of good quality players there that will fancy their chances in this game. What are you seeing with the TNS lineup here, Andy?
No surprises. You know, conventional 4-3-3. The shape that, you know, the back four's been together all season. Quality in midfield, and obviously a lot of goals up top. So no surprises there. You know, they normally stick to that that shape that we identify for a long period of time now.
Yeah, Declan McManus up top, definitely proven his worth so far this season. And what about this Newtown side?
Yeah, it's you know, is it a 5? It's a they're going to be a back.
It's not going to be that, is it?
No, it's not going to be that. That's for sure. There'll be a 5. It'll be a 5-3-2. But I'd imagine the 2 strikers will have great detail in the work they'll have to do to close the distances between the lines and make sure that they suffocate them and make the pitch as small as they possibly can.
Yeah, terrific season so far for Newtown. But what will they have to do to stop this man who's looked very, very impressive recently?
Yeah, for me, the outstanding footballer in the league over the last few seasons, talent-wise, he's second to none. And he comes in fits and starts. You know, when he's on form, he scores goals in gluts. And a real danger, especially in the final third. And if he faces you, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and this man here, electric pace up top for Newtown. He's having a terrific season himself, isn't he?
He's doing very, very well, yeah. I know Chris is very fond of him because of his work rate, his energy, and there's a youthful spirit that he has. It's infectious. I've listened to him a few times.
To have that youthful infectiousness again, Andy, that's long gone for both of us, I think, isn't it? Plenty to look forward to in this game then. TNS ready to start us off as both sets of players take the knee. Come on! Declan McManus with the first touch of the game, and off we go. Redmond in the middle of the park. Good memories, Andy, coming here to Park Hall. How's your record against this TNS side, who were formidable until the last couple of years?
Yeah, we obviously last season we broke that duck where we struggled for a long time to get a result here. Had some fantastic performances in the games before that, but never quite came out and never got what we deserved. And like I say, last season everything came together and we were very, very good in that game.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this Newtown side, a couple of young players in their ranks this evening, a lot of experienced players missing out through injury. It's going to be interesting just to see how they set up, not in terms of the formation, but how high they play. What do you believe the message will be from Chris Hughes? Is he going to go for it?
Well, they've started it already on the front foot. They're high up the pitch. It's always it's a great plan, a great way to start, but you've got the problem with the goalkeeper, Paul Harrison, you know, who's he plays like a quarterback in there and sprays the play, so you can get your press as good as you want. But if the next period's right, and he can hurt you with his quality.
Yeah, free kick now for Newtown. Must be said, only just over a minute played so far, but all the game has been in the TNS defensive half. So Newtown and Chris Hughes in particular will be delighted with the start. They've got an opportunity now, James Rowland, to put the ball in the box. Cleared quite comfortably by TNS. And looking at the set pieces, Andy, it's got to be one of the things you miss the most, the detail that goes into the set pieces. A fascinating element to your game. You see this one long ball. They've rushed in on goal. Just taking it a little bit far. Good defensive play in the end. But I mean, it's got to be a little bit of a weakness there for one ball to beat the back line.
It's a great recovery play from Danny Davis. You know, you want one of the centre halves to be making that run. It's a straight ball. And it's Rushy actually just running from a deeper position. But again, great pace from Danny to recover.
A man you know very well. Not short of pace at all, is he?
He's not. Very, very quick. Just unfortunate it wasn't one of the centre halves, perhaps.
James Rowland again on this corner ball. High towards the back post. Kept in by Rushton. Quite comfortably. They're always a threat, and they TNS, even when you've got a set piece against them, you always have to be aware of that quick break with the players they have in their ranks.
So, something that we've always spoke about, you know, how dangerous they are on that turnover with the pace. But it's a terrific start, you know, nearly 3 minutes into the game, and Newtown have dominated so far.
Because you were worried, weren't you, Andy? We were having a coffee before the game, and there was a table and there was a couple of sofas full of experience, the Newtown lads who miss out, and that would always be a concern, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I tell you what, another long ball there.
I know.
It's obviously part of the tactic going into the game to use the pace that they have up top, and Wandue here.
It's one ball. It's one ball, which will be a worry this early on in the game, to be in behind them twice already. And Chris will be delighted. I can hear the information coming there now, and the press. The press is something that perhaps TNS weren't seeing coming. They're probably maybe looking at and playing a bit deeper. Yeah.
Is one of the experienced players.
One of the experienced players, but it's funny how football works out. You know, when you're playing this high, do you want Shane Sutton still on the halfway line defending against pace? I'm not so sure. And sometimes these things work out that the players that are missing, you know, it can work in your favour sometimes.
Yeah, time will tell. Newtown certainly have started well, and this man here is having a terrific season. Nick Rushton, great ball there. Wandue in again, lovely little back heel. Davis across the box. This has really been a positive start. We've discussed a couple of times the experienced players missing, but there's that youthfulness that is causing problems to TNS at the moment, Andy.
Great rate of play by, I'll enjoy speaking about a few of these players tonight. Nick Rushton, somebody I worked with, and what a great footballer and a football brain. And just a lack of quality here at the end from James Davis. Perhaps just feel that ball and at least you'll get a corner or something from it.
He'll be disappointed with that because he's obviously gone for a little bit of pace just to keep it low.
Yeah.
You know, you're bringing own goals into the equation, aren't you, with defenders that are facing their own goal. Long throw coming in now. TNS seem to be defending the first ball pretty well so far with the corners and the long throws that have come in. TNS onto the second ball here. This is what we want to see, Andy, isn't it? Nice open game, both sides going for it.
Yeah, and you know, and Callum Roberts there dealing with that situation very well. And you know, if you want somebody to go out and compete and go toe to toe and have a battle, is Callum Roberts. You know, again, worked with him, and I can't speak highly enough of what a competitive character he is.
TNS just trying to grow into the game now. Leo Smith trying to get involved out on the right side. On the right hand side with a very dangerous cross. Well defended the first one. Chris Marriott on his left foot. Nice and patient. Ryan Brobler can cross with both feet. Danger with the left. Just keeping the ball ticking over here, and Redmond with that dangerous left foot with a terrific ball towards the back post, a looping header. Ooh. Growing into the game.
We've seen that quite a few times this season already with Danny Redmond's left foot. Yeah, it's not an easy ball, but it's absolutely precise, and probably disappointed that he doesn't do better with it. You know, we've seen it a few times this season, and
see here,
yeah, great defending from Callum.
You've already discussed that competitive nature. He is always one that seems to thrive on that 1v1 battle, always in people's faces. I always felt when he was in your team, you know, there's that fine line where you're thinking you obviously trust him out there on the pitch, but sometimes you're concerned that he goes a little bit extra, if you like.
Yeah, he is, and you know, before he actually came to us, he was a player that you'd find quite annoying, an opposing manager, but you know, I spoke with many people about him before he came, and everything that we were told, you know, that's a character he was. Very honest, hard-working lad who incredibly competitive and wants to have a battle with the opposition player.
See great play in the middle of the park there by George Hughes, just cutting out the passes, which can be difficult against TNS, who are always looking for those openings. Good forward movement, picking and finding little spaces, little pockets of space. Very important that the centre midfield players are on the balls of their feet, ready to cut anything out. And
this is the problem that you always have here is Paul is such an exceptional footballer and ability to range of passes terrific that you can get you get yourself caught out a little bit in between of the press. He'll pick you out further up the pitch.
Yeah, poor ball down the line there, which. We can stop this proper commentary like now, Andy. How are you? What have you been up to for the last few weeks?
I've been enjoying life, enjoying the rest. This is the first game of football I've been to. And yeah, it felt good this week knowing I was coming to watch a game of football, especially in the league, knowing the players. And I've really enjoyed the break, I really have. And looking forward to gradually filtering back into football. And then, you know, in the new year, looking at opportunities of what might be around.
Well, I don't believe that this is your first game. I'm pretty sure as a club ambassador and club legend of Man City, you've been enjoying a little bit of VIP, a couple of three-course meals over there.
There's been a bit, yes. It's a great stadium to go and enjoy your football in.
It's a little bit frantic at the moment. Not too often you see TNS at the back just clearing their lines, a little bit of panic in their play. I think it's a sign of how well Newtown have started this game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, dare I say they're a little bit flat, you know, and maybe that's 10 days off and they want to get back out in the pitch. They're there now, but, you know, it's not the start they would have hoped for. They would have wanted to dominate the possession. They wanted to force Newtown back, but maybe, you know, give Chris some credit because they've started very, very well.
What do you look for as a manager, Andy? You know, TNS have started the season really well. Very strong start, plenty of points on the board, but then they suffer their first defeat. you know, you would know over the last couple of seasons, being in charge of a side that did not lose many games. What sort of reaction? Obviously, you want to win the next game, but what are you asking your players after that shock defeat, if you like?
I think first of all, you'll analyse the game, and you'll see just where the problems were, where you can improve, and as long as they weren't overrun in the game, you know, and there was things that were missing in work rate and desire, if they were there, then sometimes results happen like that, especially, you know, over a season when your standards are so high. And people talk about TNS losing a game of football, and that's down to, you know, years after year of consistent performances and results. So it's one game. If it was to happen again, then maybe you look a bit deeper, but, you know, get back out on the pitch and show what a good team you are, and make sure that you put right what was wrong last week.
Space in the middle of the park now for Clark. Finds Marriott. Good defensive line by Newtown, getting the shape back really early in the moves for the home side, aren't they?
Yeah, working really hard, and again, to have three players that high up the pitch as they are at this moment in time, and asking questions is brave. It really is, and as long as those distances are right, as long as they don't get pulled out and people get in between the lines, that's where the problems will start.
Before you started improving your results here, Andy, was it a daunting place to come? Because over the years, their home record, TNS, has been terrific. You know, one of the best that we've seen, certainly in this league and in the UK. What were the feelings? Were you always confident, or were you, in the back of your mind, was there always a concern?
I wouldn't use the word confidence ever coming here, but you're looking for signs you're improving. And over the last couple of seasons, we got better, and we never got the results that we deserved. And we hope that they didn't look at the games and think they're getting closer to us, and maybe, you know, didn't actually respect just how good the performances were.
Space on the right-hand side now for TNS, and space in the box. Oof. Really good play by James Davis, just covering there when it looked like Declan McManus, the form he's been in this season. I'm sure we both thought this was going to be a goal after that first touch.
Well, it's Danny Davis is going to cause you problems if you don't box it off, and he's running behind. It's a clever ball, but it's the recovering player there that just puts him off.
Yeah, really good play. I think
James
McManus
Davis has just done well.
I think his eyes lit up there. He thought goal straight away. See the corner coming in, a little bit long, bit of hustle and bustle in the box there. No foul on Keston Davis, and out for a throw in.
That area in behind, down the left-sided centre half for Newtown, down that side is where they've got to be careful, because Danny Davis will break from deep, and it's whether Arson can pick him up early enough and track his runs, because once he gets ahead of steam up, Danny's very hard to stop.
We spoke about Callum Roberts earlier, who's playing just a little bit infield today, but Naeem Arsene is another player who will be up for that one-on-one battle, won't he?
Yeah, he will do. But again, there he is. He's side on there now, and he's actually aware of Danny Davis, who's so high, which is, you know, it's a reflection of TNS over the years. The fullbacks are really high. Danny Davis more than anyone, where Chris Marriott plays not quite so high.
We see the first goal of the evening there. Aberystwyth taking an early lead against Cardiff Met. John Owen with a goal there.
Following on from, you know, that last result, which obviously was great for them, picked them up.
Yeah, because equally the TNS would have wanted a game as soon as possible after that defeat, but Aberystwyth, I'm sure, would have wanted the game just to continue with the momentum. But
absolutely, the feel-good factor in the club, and they've carried on there. That early sort of 10-minute period now, that's changed now. The dynamic has changed of the game, and now TNS are really beginning to dominate.
Dangerous crossing, cleared off the line there. I think it was James Rowland, did so well, because that was a goal. Disappointing for Chris Hughes to miss out on that first header. We'll have a look shortly, I'm sure. As soon as that corner comes in, you know better than most, Andy. You've got to get your head on it defensively first.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about this before the game when we saw Mills, Evans and Sutton up in the clubhouse, and they're very, very dangerous with Astles and Davis in the team, and players that want to attack the ball. And when you're missing them natural headers of a ball, that's where the weakness might be there tonight in dealing with that. And I know the previous game when they played Bala, I think Newtown later on in the game, without their key players in them positions weren't there, they were very vulnerable, and Nathan Peat exposed that on a couple of occasions.
Be interesting to see that again, as we see another long ball causing a little bit of trouble for TNS. Rushton, good play, keeping hold of the ball. Cross coming in by Assen. This time it's TNS's turn to defend, across into the box. James Davis now trying to get on his right foot. Does well turn a corner.
If you want a left back defending the far post, it's Chris Marriott. He's one of the best I've seen. Very, very strong, and he pins people under the ball and uses his strength, and he defended it very well. They had a free kick earlier on in the game, and Newtown put it to the far post, and Marriott dealt with it. He is very, very good in that position. And it doesn't have to be somebody, whether they're 6'2", 6'3", he deals with it really, really well.
Corner's coming in here. It's a little bit too much on it. You're talking about Marriott there. I'm sure initially you would have targeted, a left back who not too much size in terms of height. So I'm sure he's proven you wrong over the years, and time again he's dealt with whatever you threw at him while you were Connah's key manager.
You learn and you see the players and you target areas that are weak, and he's played left of a 3 many times and dealt with physicality, and a great press from Jordan Williams there, who's just chased 70-80 yards to close the keeper down. So it's a very level start. They've threatened early on Newtown, but they're gradually coming into it now, TNS, and I can see chances coming.
I'm sure it's always difficult to continue. Once you settle into a game and you've started well against TNS, there could be a tendency just to drop off a little bit and think you're doing okay. But then as soon as they gain any sort of momentum, it's almost too late to switch back, isn't it?
Yeah, I've experienced that many times, coming at good starts to games, stop the opposition, stop them getting out, game plans going well, and then they get a really good chance and they take it.
Yeah, Brobble looking to thread one in there. That's probably where the back three comes into play for Newtown, an extra man covering, ensuring that through ball doesn't get in behind them. Oh, it just looked as if...
Great strength from Astles.
It looked as if he was in, but then the big man showing his strength, showing his experience.
Once he gets his arm across, it's all over.
You love that, don't you?
Yeah.
Danny Davis, a man we've mentioned a couple of times already, Andy. He's playing right back for TNS. Pretty sure he played wide left for you, wide right.
He played, he was actually wing back, but he was up front in a 4-3-3. He was defending as a back. And he did all that within one game. Like I said, I spoke to you before, when him and Declan Poole, the ground they covered and the work they did last year, they were like an extra player. Such was their physicality, fitness, and the desire to run.
That's a great ball there with the outside of the foot. Just a little bit too much on it. A little bit frustrating for TNS, who are just looking for that final pass, that end product at the end of these moves that are becoming a little bit more prominent.
Danny again just drifting inside, and he's got the ability to pick somebody out with that ball. Just overhit it.
Yeah, McManus, I think he just stopped his run, didn't he? Thought he was going to be able to bring it down. Maybe if he would have carried on, he could have made the ball into a better one.
As the night goes on, a dew will start to come on the surface, and that quickens it up. And I think it favours defenders a little bit because it's got to be so precise, the ball, the pass.
Mondui running at this back line. Into the box. I tell you what, there's a touch there, surely. What's your thoughts?
Oh, my first impressions are it's a foul. I'm not sure if it's inside the box.
I think we heard a clip.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that again.
Certainly accidental. Here we go.
That's why Dean's reffing and we're up here.
Yes. Here we go. I think he's looking to dangle his
perhaps
foot.
Yeah, perhaps, but no.
Good decision.
Yeah, you won't pull the wool over Dean's eyes. He's very relaxed and very composed. Normally the most composed man in the stadium.
The man you've shouted at many times.
Many times, and I think it's great. You get an understanding and you push your luck, and then you get that look from a ref, and you know that's enough.
So is that something that happens a lot? Obviously you do so much research and you look into opposition players, and we see this here again. Whatever happened, clip or not, his pace is causing problems, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a threat, and it puts fear into defenders, especially when you know he's got the legs on you, and you can make rash decisions. And but I think he's got it right.
So you're a man of many details, Andy, looking at opposition players. What about the referees? Are they ones that you get to know over time, and you look to? I won't say manipulate. So. I won't.
No, never. I think listen. I used to look at the start of the week and to see who the referee was, and it was important. Because they deal with things differently. What Hugh Jones will accept, Dean John might not, and vice versa. And you get to know referees, and like I say, they're trying to referee a game of football, you're trying to win. And there's always them lines that you sail close to. And, you think that over a period of time, referees would get to know that, I spent more time shouting at my own players than shouting at referees.
You see, I think over the last couple of years, some people think that you mellowed, Andy, but I just think you were happy because you were winning games.
I think that's it's amazing what winning games of football does to you, to the psyche and the demeanour and the attitude is always it's always better. And yeah, listen, we had successful periods and we won games of football over long periods, and it's certainly a great way to change the mood.
Good play down the left-hand side here. But again, good defensive cover. Newtown, there's a little bit of trust there. A couple of younger players in the back line, but dealing with everything pretty well so far.
Just on that little turnover there, it's really important that Aaron Williams gets hold of that and to get you up the pitch. The flick's not enough. You've got to get that first one right here, because you will keep going back, and that's what they're very good at. They end up with pinning you in, and there's nowhere to go. And you've got to be brave and get that first pass right to give yourself a chance to get further up the pitch. Otherwise, it's a long evening of continually dealing with attacks.
And you were, of course, lucky enough to manage one of the most experienced, one of the most reliable centre forwards, Mike Wilde. It's been terrific for the last couple of years for you. A big miss, I'm sure, going into this new season.
Yeah, of course. Listen, you're always going to miss your best players, and I was so fortunate to bring Mike in 5 years ago, when he was released from TNS, and his attitude, his desire, it never dropped off in all that time. And what you need is you need strong characters, you need good people around you, and I was so lucky to have so many senior players that were incredibly strong-minded and looked after themselves and did things right. I didn't need to motivate them. They've got that ability themselves. Danny Harris and George Wilde, talk about the three senior players. And I didn't need to manage them. I didn't need to motivate them. They turn up every game, and every game the eyes were the same when they walked in the changing room. And like I say, very fortunate to have worked with the three of them.
Yeah, just a little bit of hustle and bustle in the goalmouth area here. Referee dealing with it well. And TNS have certainly looked a threat so far from corners. Comes in deep. And that was inevitable, wasn't it?
I think so. I think once they've seen something there, you've got to be very, very clever and maybe shorten it up, maybe come short, because Chris Marriott's quality is always on the button. If you get that ball back to him and then it's coming in from a different angle, there's real danger. I'm not sure what's been seen there. Maybe Danny Redmond just trying to block off. Yeah, just trying to block the keeper coming, I think.
Yeah, not much to be seen there, but Newtown now just trying to build up from the back. Once again, trying to regain a little bit of composure, a little bit of patience in possession. Because as we know, once TNS get into a groove, it could potentially be wave after wave. And we're just seeing here in the crowd, there's a man you know pretty well on the left in a hoodie there, Andy.
Yes, Aaron's be back. He was a popular person here year after success. And yeah, I'm sure he didn't have to pay entry, that's for sure.
You certainly hope not. A club legend here at TNS and doing similar things over at Connors Quay, isn't he?
Had fantastic 2 seasons, and you're always trying to bring players in who, not a point to prove, but maybe a little chip and wanting to show people that perhaps they were let go a bit early.
I remember him scoring a cracker here. I think he ran pretty close to your dugout.
Let's not go there.
But you must, seriously though, the goal that he scored, there's obviously a personal thing. You must love, he's obviously shown a little bit of character.
Absolutely.
That's the sort of player you want in your squad.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, you tempt fate very often, and it comes back to bite you, and that came back, very, very quickly. It was the phase of play behind what I'd actually said, just let him have it, he'll give it away. And then the ball's come in from the halfway line, he's flicked it round the corner, got it back and backs it in from 30 yards. And to be fair, I think I clapped and I think I smiled because it was, it was a fabulous bit of, I think it might have got goal of the season. And a reminder for me every time, be careful what you say because it will come back and get you.
Astles now, TNS just pushing a little bit higher up the pitch. And again, a little bit of control. These areas, Redmond in possession, spreading the ball nicely. Newtown's shape is still pretty good though. Soft one there, Callum Roberts, just maybe a little push. The centre forward's always looking to go down there, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Declan's won it more than it being a free kick. And that'll be an interesting battle as the night goes on because Robbo won't back down.
Chris Marriott standing over this one again. That left foot delivery. Robble also having a little look. Probably will be Marriott in swinger. Dangerous ball. I think it was a Newtown head that cleared out for a corner.
They are dangerous and it does look that way. Like I say, we've already spoke about the players that are missing. Yeah, it's just a flick.
It's probably a part of the game that they've tried to develop over the last couple of years because of your strength at Connors Quay, the threat, and you see Hudson and Astles developing a partnership, Caston Davis after that. You can play all the nice football you like, but you need that element of physicality as well, don't you?
Exactly. I mean, it's key moments. And
oh, great save. A little scramble in the goal. Good play by Dave Jones just to recover there. It looked as if the home side were going to get their first goal of the evening.
Yeah, Williams has tracked Astles, but sometimes it's a mismatch, and there's not a lot you can do. He's just too strong and kept it alive, and then Danny Davis arriving. But no, it's difficult. If the quality of the ball's right, it's hard to deal with people who are so physically strong.
Pushing once again now. Left-footed shot just outside the box by Williams. Drags it. Those set pieces are looking far more dangerous as the game is going on. And I think they are starting to get a little bit of element of control in this game, aren't they?
Yeah, and then, you were talking about set plays and that, allowing you to then maybe open up, the importance of, Steve Evans over the years. I'll always remember that they were a threat, always. And sometimes you might move away from certain players in a game because they don't have the attributes to deal with pace. You leave yourself vulnerable then when you've got the height and physicality that TNS have.
I think early on we saw that these long balls were causing issues. TNS seem to have sorted out how high maybe they started the game. They've dropped off a couple of yards for those long balls. Seem to be dealing with it a little bit better.
See, I think once Danny lets that bounce, he's already in trouble and probably lucky to get the free kick.
Any surprise seeing Newtown where they are in the league? Third position?
No, I think, they getting into Europe, they brought a few players in and they recruited really well. And, started well. A big result for them was going to Connors Quay. They hadn't won there in a few seasons and Connors Quay dominated the game. Absolutely bossed the game, but lost 2-0. And that was a big game for them, those 3 points. They went on and won the next game and built a bit of momentum. And, you look at the strength of the starting 11 who are doing really well tonight. And then you look at the 4 players we spoke about who were in the cafe, not involved, and the bench. So they've created a good squad. They put a good group of players together.
Yeah, we see the games of the weekend here in the Cymru Premier. Cardiff Met behind at home against Aberystwyth. It's a big game down towards the bottom there. No goals. Bala Flint, no surprise there because the game's tomorrow. Nope. I'm being told otherwise. Mixed messages here. A couple of good games tomorrow. Barry will be hoping for a victory at home there against Cem Druids. Every weekend's exciting, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, and another great game across at Bala. Bala against Flint tonight. You know, it's a terrific game to go and watch. You know, Bala had a bit of a tough period, and I think that coincides again with it's no coincidence that they've had a really tough time with injuries, suspensions, and you know that the run they've been on now for 4 or 5 weeks is similar to where Connah's Quay were earlier in the season, with key players missing, and they're going to have to come through that, batten down the hatches and get players back in.
We see the foul there that led to the free kick. It's led then to a period of possession for TNS. Brobble on the right side, where he's always dangerous, chopping in and then out. Sees the run by Marriott down the left-hand side, a little bit too much on that cross. TNS trying to keep her alive. Good hold-up play there by Aaron Williams. But unfortunately, from a Newtown point of view, possession given away again. That threat in behind is always there by McManus with his intelligent runs. But in fairness to Newtown, still dealing with it pretty well. They just need a moment of holding the ball and keeping the ball, keeping possession for a little while now, don't they?
Yeah, that's what we spoke about before, that importance on that turnover, getting that first pass right and securing the ball, and it's broke down again, and now they have to sit in again and defend this attack.
Good play, finding the pocket of space there. But once again in the middle of the park, George Hughes doing terrific work there, just coming across, covering, and then keeping the ball. Always looking for that long ball in behind though. That run by Mwandue in behind Astles, you just feel that there's a little bit of success behind the big centre half.
Yeah, but you know, Ryan's played at the level he has because he's an intelligent footballer, and he's already been stood in that position 2 or 3 times. So, you know, you've got to shorten it up before you go long. If you go in one, he'll already be stood in there and deal with it. That's a foul.
Good play there. Good centre forward play by Williams. He almost knows what's coming. He knows Keston Davis is hungry to win the ball. Stands his ground.
Perhaps just be a bit more clever. Let him take on the chesting in the next phase. It's going to be a foul. It's good play. Good play from the front man, who, you know, has had a terrific debut season in the Welsh Premier League. I've been very impressed with him, and his stats are excellent.
Yeah, second only behind to Declan McManus in the goal-scoring charts with 11. Really is having a terrific season, both league and cup. But then one pass. They've tried something. Hughes just trying to spread the play. Naim not quite on the same wavelength. Opportunity missed.
Yeah, I think the quality of the ball wasn't right. I think Danny Davis actually allowed him to go long, and the pass was poor.
Yeah, good play once again there by the young forward Mwandue. Good holder play. I mean, I suppose we look at him and think pace, runs in behind, but if he can add holding the ball up and winning free kicks as well.
Yeah, just that small detail. This is excellent. This is what you want now.
Yeah, just trying to take the free kick quickly there. I think there's been a yellow card for trying to stop that quick free kick. I think it is Ryan Brobble with the booking, taking one for the team perhaps. He's not happy. There we go, just confirmation of the booking for Brobble. Seems as if Newtown will be looking to get this in the box, looking to become a little bit of a threat. Both first and second balls crucial now.
Disappointing delivery. It's got to be better than that.
You don't get many opportunities, do you?
No, and it's difficult because you look at the strength of Keston Davis and you look at the strength of Astles.
We see here the yellow card. Newtown looking for a little overlap.
Yeah.
Well, what's your thoughts there? Has he done well, or should he be looking over his shoulder and stopping the run?
Somebody else should be there. There's 3-on-1. So I think somebody should be out there to see that danger out before actually turning their backs and getting back in, because they would have been in if they got the slip down the side. There's been a couple of free kicks where Aaron Williams is trying to pin the last man in, who's in the zone at the far post, pin him under the ball, and they've tried to get in behind with, I think it was Hughes, and it's not worked.
Yeah, Marriott just not quite releasing the ball there, giving Newtown an opportunity. Mondue down the right-hand side. He's had a little bit of success moments ago. Looks for the cross into the box, a little bit more on it. Could have been a great opportunity, but he's there again to win another free kick. He's causing problems.
Yeah, it is. It's a little lack of discipline. You know, get back behind the ball and stand up and deal with it. It's too easy to win a foul there.
Another yellow card for Clark.
And this is where Sutton and Mills Evans would be with these amount of play, these opportunities they've had to put it into dangerous areas.
Yeah, the young forward's just getting himself goal side of the midfield players at times, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's the reason, just looking for any sort of contact. Yellow card for Ben Clark. So that's a couple of TNS players now with yellow cards for the rest of this game.
They're going to try and trap Jordan Williams, try and shorten him in and get in behind that space in behind him by the look of it.
Asim's having a little look here. I think he fancies it, you know. Here we go. Naim Asim, left-footed. James Rowland with his right. He's gone for a low one. Easy pickings for a man of Harrison's experience, no problem at all. Wasted opportunity?
Wasted a few opportunities. Got into some really good areas, and you need more than that, especially here, because they will get a chance and they will be clinical when it comes to TNS. It's what happens. You have great starts, you have great periods, and then they get a chance and they take it, and it really takes stuffing out of you, especially when they've started as well as they have.
What about yourself then, Andy? Have you started getting the itch back? I mean, football management is such an intense job, and I'm sure you would have been happy to have had a little break away from it. When do you start getting that itch?
I honestly haven't felt it. You know, I've really enjoyed the football. I've really enjoyed the break. There's that battle again from Robert. Just keep the discipline.
Yeah, I think TNS are probably asking, should he be given a yellow card?
No, I think it was slightly different. I think he's, he's looking for it.
Yeah, he has been booked, Callum Roberts. I think it is unfortunate because it is slightly different. Brobble knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, and he's just in the way.
Yeah, he took the line perhaps, but that's a harsh one. Ball in behind. Good strength by Clark, running into the box through the legs. But again, I think one thing that has been noticeable in this first half is Newtown. If one man is beaten, the next man comes in behind and helps out.
Yeah, he makes great runs, Ben. Been really impressed with him this season and the way he's developed over the last couple of seasons. You know, become a good all-round midfielder that scores goals and gets around in the forward run, which is stretch Newtown. The byproduct of that now is a free kick in a very dangerous area.
Yeah, Jake Walker there, I think, punished. Oh, that's a sore one. That looks a soft one, doesn't it?
I don't see a foul there.
No.
He stood up. He hasn't changed direction. That'd be really, really harsh if they're punished from this.
Great opportunity now. Brobble with his right foot, Marriott with the left. It looks as if Marriott's had a good couple of opportunities with deliveries. This will be Brobble all day long. Towards the back post. Big danger, but Dave Jones in goal. Really good punch away. Clears away from the goal area. We've got to defend this next phase now. TNS just trying to shift a couple of the Newtown defenders. No joy though. And Dave Jones alongside Paul Harrison. No one's had more clean sheets this season, 6 apiece. And this is probably why.
Yeah, it's in an area you'd expect your keeper to come and deal with it. You know, probably again a disappointing. The set plays, the quality, the detail in the set plays has been poor from both teams so far.
What are you looking for different there? Just a little bit lower, a little bit more pace?
Take the keeper out of it. You know, if you keep it alive when you've got the size of what TNS have tonight, just keep the ball alive in there and it'll be the second phase. The two chances they've had are balls that have been... Astles has got in behind, you know, pulled the ball back and then it's been played from that. So keep it alive, don't make it easy. It's got a little bit stop-start now.
Yeah, it has gone a little bit scrappy. And we must say, we see this now, Mondue causing problems again. Centre forward, good centre forward play again.
Really good play.
Get on your shoulders.
Really good play. You know, and Keston's got to be a little bit more clever there. And he's got involved with the battle when the ball's arrived. You've got to win that battle when the ball's on the way. And probably a little bit naive there.
Roll into the ball.
You won't get
the laces.
Yeah, he's so clever, Marriott. He's so clever.
Yeah, I think you're right. It looks as if it's a wasted opportunity, but again, what we discussed.
Yeah.
Are they trying to expose Marriott? But
you can't.
He's a wild old fox.
Very, very clever. Just use your strength to push him under the ball, and it comes to nothing.
Must be said, as scrappy as it's been, and we have felt that TNS have grown into the half, but Newtown will be the side who are very, very happy because.
And the more stop-start, the more free kicks. It's going to suit Newtown.
Yeah.
You know, getting in at half-time is huge. Coming here, and it'll give them belief that they can stay in the game. And they've shown they're a threat, and they've shown they're going to create opportunities. The longer that closer, and the closer that gets towards 75-80 at 0-0, then the decisions and the balls become a little bit more pressurised that TNS play, similar to Aberystwyth late on in the game. No time to recover, and you know that's what they'll be looking for.
I think looking at the league table, people look at it and think TNS are having a very dominant season. They're back to their best of what they were a couple of years ago. But I think the facts state that they're 3 points worse off than they were at this stage last year. I know what the difference is. There's nobody close challenging.
Yeah, they won the first 7 games last season and had 7 clean sheets, and then went to Aber and drew 2-2. And
he's in. Wandui once again in behind Astles on his right foot. Oh, what an opportunity. Whether it was Astles just getting a little toe poke or Harrison making the save.
Yeah, it's too easy though. It's too easy. You know, 2 or 3 times just simple balls, and they're not slip balls down the side. They're balls in behind, and
the defender's got it toe in. I'm not sure he knows much about it.
Maybe took a bit longer. See there again. It's wide open to the counter. Just off the post. Yeah.
Let's see if this next set piece can have a little bit of quality. Give these big lads who've made the journey from the back an opportunity. No, this one's short. TNS will be looking to break quickly now. They've won it back, Roland, on his left foot. He's had a go. Once again, no trouble at all for Harrison. And this is where they can be clinical on the break. Newtown got plenty of men behind the ball.
Disappointing set play again, corner.
It'll probably be the biggest thing that Chris Hughes is, because to come here, you know you get a couple of opportunities.
Yeah.
Newtown have had
some
6 or 7
chances. Yeah. And also, you know, those opportunities. I know they're trying to be inventive because they don't have the physicality to actually put it in one. So they're trying to be different kind of movements. But ultimately, the balls into the box haven't been good enough and haven't caused enough problems for how well they've played.
There's been another goal. Dave Edwards.
Yeah, what a season. What a season. I've been playing up top, I believe, tonight with Chris Venables out. And yeah.
Big game up towards in the top 6. Flint having a good season themselves so far. Important for Bala to get back on track. McManus keeping hold of the ball, looking for a little bit of support. Can he get anything? Looking for a nutmeg. Good defending. Once again by Brett Taylor there. 1v1 situation. Make sure your man doesn't get past you. TNS keep possession of the ball. Spread wide to Marriott, who's high up the left-hand side. What a combination that's been over the years. Brobble and Marriott understand each other's games inside and out, don't they?
Yeah, and it's, you know, Spender and Jamie Mullen over the years, you know, is as good as anything I've seen. That, you know, everything's relative for the standard, and them two have been fantastic. And again, them two, the relationship between the two of them has grown over the years, and a great understanding.
Yeah, good play in the middle of the park there. And look what's happening once again. Wandui in 1v1 at the moment, running into the box against Astles, comes in on his right foot. Good covering back there. I think Redmond had worked his way back. Important work, because as a midfield player, you know at the moment your centre half's exposed.
It's not just that they're exposed. Listen, I'm a player who struggled pace-wise at the highest level, but the communication, the understanding, the seeing the dangers, the detail when you're actually attacking to stop that. That's 3 or 4 times now, just one ball in. There's not enough communication. There's not enough detail between the defenders and seeing the danger. You can get a simplest one in front, one channel side, one behind. There's 3v1 there, yet one ball has put Mwamba in, and it's poor. And again, it's small details of communicating.
Cross coming in off the left foot by Roland. Again, too high. Unfortunate from a Newtown perspective. But that's a story of the half so far, isn't it?
Yeah, getting in, but also getting in too early and not too many times, and not dealing with the next one. Sense of danger, deal with it. Make sure you're sorted. Either you're deep or you're man marking, but you can't just allow a player to make one run in between defenders and get in as many times as he has. And I'm sure they'll deal with that at half time. I'm sure the manager will look at that.
What are you saying to them half time then, Andy?
I'm just saying it's communication, and it's seeing the dangers. They're watching the ball. They're watching the phase of play ahead. A defender, he's on that halfway line. The dangers around. Make sure this is all boxed off, because they'll get their credit for scoring a goal. They'll get all their praise, but we're judged on keeping a clean sheet. And you can't have, at any level of football, 3 or 4 times in a half where a striker has got in down the side, you're in behind, and it's a lack of communication.
TNS pushing in. There's a minute of added time, looking for a little run in behind. The linesman's flag had been lifted, so offside against Williams. Just one last opportunity as we see it here develop. Looking for the ball in behind.
Close, you know.
Oh, he's on. It's not close.
I thought it was very close. I thought it was very close at first sight.
That should be that for this first half. And there we have it, the referee's whistle. 0-0 half time. Plenty of excitement. TNS at times looking to have a bit of dominance, but this man has been lively. Mwandue up top for Newtown, looking for runs in behind. He's had a bit of success in behind this man here. Hasn't quite been able to get himself on the score sheet, but a tight game. And I think Chris Hughes, the away manager, will be the happier of the two going into the second half. Come back shortly.
Ifan, diolch yn fawr iawn am hynny. Di sgôr, ond diddorol iawn gai awgrymu o ystyried holl broblemau y Dre Newydd ar amddiffyn o ran anafiadau. Tommy Morgan lawr gyda fi, ond dyma'r ddwy gêm arall sy'n digwydd heno, a dyma'r sefyllfa ar hyn o bryd. Sôn am diddorol, drychwch ar hyn, mae Aberystwyth ar y blaen yn Met Caerdydd. John Owen sgoriodd y gol hwyr i ennill yn ebyn y Seintiau Newydd, i sgorio gol gynnar yn y brif ddinas. Fel mae'n sefyll, mae Aberystwyth yn codi uwch ben Met Caerdydd allan o'r ddau safle gwaelod. A mae Dave Edwards di sgorio'r bala yn hwyr yn yr hanner cyntaf yn erbyn y Flint. Ond Tommy, dim goliau fan hyn. Gai awgrymu fydd Chris Hughes, falle wrth i fod dy fel mae'n pethau ar hyn o bryd?
O'n sicr, chwod, maen nhw wedi chwarae'n dda yn yr hanner cyntaf. Dechreuon nhw 6 munud cyntaf, cael meddiant, cael digon o feddiant. Hefyd, mae Mwambe gyda nhw yn y llinell flan. Mae Aaron Williams yn chwarae bach mwy dwfn heno, fel y ber allan dyn nhw i'r ber i Mwambe, a fe sydd wedi creu'r problemi yn amddiffynol i'r Dre Newydd erbyn y Seintiau.
Dwi wedi bod yn edrych ar y Seintiau tymor yma, i nodwedd o'i gêm nhw. Maen nhw'n fwy peryglis, ciciau rhydd, ciciau cornel. Ni wedi gweld hynny heno digwydd bod, gen i cwpl enghreifftiau fan hyn hefyd. Maen nhw'n amlwg yn gweithio ar hyn.
Ond sicr, ond i fi'n personol heno, mae safon o'r peli sydd yn mewn i'r ddau dîm wedi bod yn sal. Hefyd maen nhw'n methu Blaine Hudson, mae fe mor bwysig iddyn nhw o ciciau cornel, mae fe'n sgorio goliau diri iddyn nhw, i fod yn holl onest. Ie, maen nhw wedi creu cwpl o broblemi, ond mae Dre Newydd ar llaw arall hefyd, mae cicio'r rhydd nhw a'i cicio o cornel nhw wedi bod o safon sicr bydd y reolwyr yn cael gair ar yr egwyl amdani nhw.
Chi'n gael y Chris y Coch jyst yn brwydro yn bopeth ar hyn o bryd. Dyna sy'n angen, mae'n gymryd y chrywyr allan, ond eto maen nhw yma, maen nhw'n barod am y frwydr. Wel,
sicr, fel ni'n gweud cyn y gêm, mae'n siawns i'r chwaraewr yma i dangos i Chris Hughes, ni moyn chwarae yn y tîm yma, ni moyn gêm reoledd. Felly, pam lai, yn erbyn tîm sy'n ar y brig y gyngrau, maen nhw'n gwneud yn wych.
Mae yna rhyw deimlad yn yr awyr, falle bod cyfled ar Dre Newydd, a dwi'n gwybod pam, achos maen nhw'n cael tymod am hynny, mae Ffwmpa Mwandue yn gyflym yn yr ymosod, a pam dorodd e'n glir, fan hyn, o'ch chi'n meddwl mae hi?
Ie, i'r rystr fod yn pêl wych i fod gan rystr fyna, beth mae fe'n neud yn dda yw, mae fe'n mynd rhwng y ddau amddiffynwr, a wedyn mae fe'n croesi o flan Ryan Astles, ond wedyn, peth yw fyna, dyle fe di mynd mwy syth fyna, a bydde Astles wedi goffo dynnu fe lawr, a wedyn roedd e ddymryn y siawns i Astles, a i fod yn deg, yn amddiffynol, rhaid i roi 9 allan o 10 i Astles fyna, i gath e i flan i drod neu rhywfaint o gyffyrddi arni i stopio'r gol.
Mae'n ddiddorol, mae'n ddi-sgôr, ond mwyaf bydd i'n mynd mlaen, bydd y seintiau falle mynd yn nerfus y dre newydd yn meddwl mae cyfle da ni fan hyn.
Wel, y gêm ola nhw, lawr coedl yn y parc, falle digon o feddiant, edrych yn dda, ond, diwedd y dydd, y bêl yng nghefn rwy sy'n cyfri. A cael a chael i wyn, ond fe, hyd yn hyn, McManus, ni e gweld lawer o fe, gath e un cyfle da yn cael ei James Davies yn dda yn amddiffynol i gael y flan i drod fe pan wedi cael y bêl ar ei frest yn tu allan i'r cwrt 6, felly mae'n agos iawn.
Ydy, geniol, bydd awn yr ail hanner Tommy, diolch am y cwmni am y tro. Hoi fach i Tommy sy'n gweithio'n galed iawn heno, mae fel awr fan hyn, mae lan yn y pwynt sylwebu hefyd. Cofiwch, lot mwy i ddod o ran Sgorio, cofiwch am ein uchaf bwyntiau ni, fel arfer, pnawn di llun, hanner oed i 5, uchaf bwyntiau'r penwythnos, a digon i ddod hefyd. A hefyd am 10 o'r gloch, bydd na fwy gyda ni. Ni'n ail ddangos y rhaglen yna am 10 o'r gloch bob nos lun hefyd, felly hyd yn hyn dim goliau fan hyn, ond mae yna goliau yn y 2 gêm arall. A mae yna gwmni difyr gyda ni hefyd, mae'n hyfryd cael cwmni cyn reolwr Ceicona, Andy Morris. And Andy, it's great to have you here tonight with the Sgorio team doing the English language commentary. There's English language commentary on the YouTube stream. Andy with Owain Tudur-Jones. We've got a new commentator as well tonight. How's it going, first of all?
I've enjoyed it. It's been a great, it's a beautiful evening, and we've enjoyed it. And it's been an open game, not what I expected, and probably Newtown will be disappointed they're not taking at least one of them 3 or 4 good chances.
When you see the team news when we arrived here with Newtown, they've got such an experienced defence and 3/4 of it is missing. As a manager, what must Chris Hughes have been thinking in the build-up?
Listen, these things take care of themselves, and where they've had great opportunities from set plays and it's probably been poor deliveries where you need Mills, Evans and Sutton in that danger. You've also got the flip side is maybe a little lack of pace against pace, so they've matched that up and they've got good legs and they've been very, very good. I've been really impressed with Newtown tonight.
Yeah, it feels like one of those nights. I've got to ask you as well, how are things with you since leaving Connors Quays? Great to chat with you in the podcast, but how are the last few weeks been?
Yeah, it's been great. Listen, there's a smile on my face. I'm enjoying life. I'm seeing things now that you never see when you're managing. You just keep going from game to game, to week to training session, and it's very intense, and I've just enjoyed out walking the dog and just taking in a bit of quality time to reflect and recharge the batteries and get ready to go again.
Yeah, that's so important. We love our stats on Sgorio. The New Saints lost for the first time this season last week. The last time they lost here, I'm sure you remember it.
I've got no idea.
We're going to remind you anyway. Let's take a look at this. The last time the New Saints lost at home.
Mae Williams yn gyn dda fanna. Bel at Insel. Ceisio creu y cyfle. Mae'n dod i pŵl. Dyle fod i tanio falle. Dyle fod i tanio fanna. Mae'n chwilio am gymorth. Mae Dans ar gael, ond mae'r Seintiau di heidio nôl nawr. Mae hwnna'n beniad gwych gefn yr hwyd gan Wild. Am gychwyn i'r ymwelwyr. Nawr tema ganddo ni gêm.
Wel, hwnna'n dasgawd i rywun o Michael Wild.
Nawr ti'n mynd y gyfle i Mariet i roi fi mewn. Mae Sisnevich allan a mae'n mynd i hun. Brobel sy'n sgorio gymaint y dyddiau yma. Mynd i hun! A mae di gwneud eto.
Brobel sy'n cael y cyfa i pyn bach o sgiliau ar y bel. Twyllo, a wedyn eithaf ti trwy coesau rhywun yn y diwedd.
Y bel allan at Chris Owens. Tro yr ymwelwyr y diwasgu. Owens yn chwilio am Davies. Davies yn penio mewn! A mae Wild i sgorio eto. Cyd chwarae bendigedig. Ac unwaith eto, maen nhw'n ôl ar y blaen.
Wel, fe tech chi ddim tynnu dylygad yr wrth y dyn yma, na drach mae ar dan ydy.
Dyn ni mewn i'r amser ychwanegol ar ddiwedd yr amser ychwanegol. Mae hwnna wedi cael ei rheoli gan Insel. Y bel at Disney. Unwaith eto mynd ar Wild! A mae Wild i cael ei hat-trick! Dyma chi stori! Dyma chi stori!
Mae'r peniad yma unwaith eto yn dangos faint o benderfynol ydi o. Gwych gan y fo.
Insal! Oedi amddiffynol. Gwendid amddiffynol. Mae'n gol sy'n rhoi'r fuddugoliaeth ac o bosib y pencampwriaeth I geic honna. Yn ychydig bach o le gan Hudson. Nawr mae Hudson cael ei wthio ar llawr. Mae'n geic o'r Smotin. Davies ydi hildioi. A dyna'r peth creadigol cyntaf fyddwch chi'n deud mae Hudson di wneud. Wel, mae rhaid I drep Sgorio yn does. Wyddwch I be. Wyddwch I be. Mae rhaid canmol ar arbediad, ond dyna chi halen ar ddrywiau'r seintiau. Dyna chi groniclo'i prynhawn nhw mewn un eiliad.
A smiling Andy Morris said, I've loved watching that next to you. You're still loving every goal.
Yeah,
You're still
brilliant.
gutted about the ones you conceded. The ones, sorry.
Yeah. Listen, I think we'd played well on a few occasions before that result, and we always felt we were getting closer. And the art just putting the ball into the box and making sure you miss the first man. And it's not about picking people out; they got to find the ball. And in Mike Wild, you've got the best I've ever worked with actually getting to the ball, and he gets across people, and his time is excellent. And we put more balls into the box than any other team last year, and that's where a lot of our strengths were.
Can I change the subject totally? We've been watching Wales this week. We spoke to you on the podcast about how you'd have loved to play for Scotland, of course. These playoffs are going to be interesting for the World Cup. Scotland at home, Wales at home. Who knows? They might meet. What have you made of the internationals this week?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think both nations have done incredible. Such as the quality, when you're there, you're in the ask, and when it comes to that, I've been in playoffs many times, and it is a lottery, and but yeah, that would be a dream, wouldn't it?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so.
I mean, Cardiff and Glasgow would be rocking, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Andy, it's great to have you here with us. Glad you're having a chance to recharge your batteries. We look forward to see you side of the pitch soon. But thanks very much for your company, Andy. Andy Morris yn gyda ni heno. Andy's on the YouTube stream, ni ar Facebook hefyd heno. A ni nawr yn mynd I gweld trafod mwy am Bêl Droed Cymru. Dewch i ni glywed gan y prif gymeriadau ar ôl y perfformiadau wythnos yma.
Paige, what an evening. What a performance. Do you have any words for us to sum up what just happened?
Just extremely proud of that group of players. Honestly, I can't speak highly enough for them. To go and do what they did on Saturday night and score the goals that we thought we might need. But to follow it up with a level of performance like that in front of a fantastic, unbelievable home crowd again certainly helped us across the line. We had to dig deep for that 10-15 minutes at the end, but I thought they were outstanding. Honestly, that's probably one of the best performances I've been involved in.
Yeah, oedd yn canlyniad arbennig hyn on. Oedd e'n gêm anodd, o'n i'n gwybod bydd ni ddim yn mynd I gael gyd o'r pêl ac bydd yn anodd pan bydd ni'n gael ond oedd plan dyn ni I gael DJ tu ôl I nhw ac oedd wedi weithio hyn ac ni'n hapus iawn.
Pan mae'r pwysau ymlaen dyna'r fath o performance ni'n mae angen ac beth gallwn ni'n neud. Mae'n dangos y cymeriad sydd I gael yn y grŵp ac teimlad gwych I cael y fath yna canlyniad mwyn cael ei gadw'r fyw o fod yn cwpan y byd dal yn fynd.
A mae'n dangos hefyd fod y tîm yma yn gallu cystadlu yn erbyn, tîm gorau'r byd ar hyn o bryd.
Dyna platform hoffwn I ddangos beth gallwn wneud trwy'r amser. Tîm gwych yn Gwlad Belg. Tîm dwi'n siŵr sydd wedi cael digon chwarae yn erbyn ni dwi'n meddwl, ond canlyniad ac cymeriad gwych gan y boi sy'n waith eto ac ni wedi bod yn gwneud y fath yma peth nawr am sawl flynedd.
When you think about the year and the journey that you've had as a coach, just sum up how you're feeling.
It's impossible to sum up. I've got to thank the players for that. The players who've stepped up to the plate and they've been excellent. They really have been excellent. And if I could take you in that change room now and see what it's like. But I'm privileged. I get to see that. Our supporters get to see us on the pitch, but they don't get to see our close group. They are, and I'm blessed and privileged that I get to spend as much time as I do with them, and I love every minute of it. And like I said, I'm so proud of them.
Wrth ymwneud Robert Page, clywed y cyfariad, wedi mwynhau siwt gymaint. Owen Tyler Jones gyda ni erbyn hyn yn sylwebu heno yn Saesneg. Mwynhau gyda llaw y sylwebeth?
Dwi'n gwybod beth dwi'n neud, sgen Nick Parry ddim byd I boeni am, neu garantio hynna de. Na, mae'n mynd yn iawn.
Penawd heno, gyda llaw Kevin De Bruyne, wedi profi'n positif i Covid. A Joe Morel di ymateb ar y gyfannau cymdeithasol yn gweud peth da bod fi ddim wedi bod o fewn 2 fetr dda fe trwy nôl. Mi oedd e fewn 2 fetr dda fe, mi oedd Cymru o fewn 2 fetr iddyn nhw. A Cymru, Sean, beth yw teimladau ti cwpl o ddyddiau wedi'r canlyniad na yn erbyn Gwlad Belg?
Gwych. Joe Morel, mae angen mynd am brawf oherwydd mi oedd o ddigon agos i Kevin De Bruyne yn yr ail hanner yn enwedig. A dwi'n meddwl oedd yn berfformiad campus. Hanner cyntaf anodd, dwi'n gwybod gathon ni'r gol, ond oedd Belga yn edrych yn fygythiol, a wedyn yn yr ail hanner, jyst newidiadau yn dactegol, oedd yn golygu, nathon ni achosi lot o broblemau. A ti'n gwybod beth, di o ddim syndod i ddeud hyn, da ni'n dîm da, a da ni'n mynd i achosi broblemau unrhyw un yn y gem ail gyfle.
Yn fer iawn, Robert Page, heiddi canmoliaeth ti goffa fynd i sylwebu. Faint o waith dan oedd Robert Page yn y gêm na?
Gwych. Yn ystod y gêm, dwi'n meddwl mae yna feirniadaeth i bod, ydy o'n gwneud digon o fewn gêm yn dactegol, nath o'n neud hynna noson o blaen, ebyn un o'r tîmau gorau yn y byd, ac un o'r reolwyr gorau yn y byd, felly Rob Page, da iawn, ymlaen i mis Mawrth.
Well ti fynd, Owain, mae'r ail hanner yn dechrau. Gweithio'n galed heno.
Methu chdi.
Nid mwy na fi yn bendant. Owain, diolch yn fawr iawn am y sgwrs, a mae mwy o bêl-droed i ddod. Dechrau Rhagfyr, pythefnos tan hon gyda llaw y Bala yn cwrdd o'r Seintiau Newydd. Mae'r Bala ar y blaen ar hyn o bryd. Maen nhw'n cwrdd o'r Fflint, mae Aberystwyth ar y blaen gyda llaw yn Met Caerdydd. Rownd y cynderfynol bydd na wythnos nesaf. Cwpan y Gyngrair, Cwpan Nathaniel y Gyngrair, y Bala Ceicona yn cwrdd â honna. Felly, ewn ni fyny i'r pwynt sylwebu. Mae'r tîm yn barod, pawb yn barod yn credu. Ewn ni nôl at Ifan a Tommy Morgan.
Here we go. Welcome back. Second half. I'm out of breath.
You had a breath running up them stairs.
Oh. What are the second half changes you expect, Andy, from both sides?
I'd expect a bit more intensity from TNS, a bit more urgency, you know, and it's, you know, you're looking at the shape there now, and it looks more like a diamond that TNS are playing, with almost wide strikers. And I just think, you know, it'll be a bit more urgency, you know, a bit more tempo, move the ball quicker.
It's easier said than done, really, isn't it? Once you get into that rut, that tempo, it's not as easy as just flicking a switch.
The half-time is a big moment, you know, and many times I've seen these come back out in the second half, and you know, the tempo's changed, the information at half-time, and get them, you know, they always start sharp second half.
I think it's been 6 years since I played football, Andy. Any advice, fitness levels, in terms of, you know, one run up the stairs there? I'm out of breath for 3 minutes.
Yeah, just take your time.
Yeah?
Don't worry about getting up, just take your time.
Yeah. I think start of the second half now gives a little opportunity to discuss the manager here at TNS. Anthony Limbrick's come in towards the end of last season. We'll see what develops here with a good defending 1v1 this time by Astles. But what do you make of the job that Limbrick has made?
I think that's something you'll have to look at, you know, at the end of the season. You know, you know what's expected at TNS, and that's to win the title. That's the minimum. You know, over the years, the treble's been done many times under Craig Harrison, and without, you know,
McManus here winning a corner.
Without saying it, you know, it's a given for many seasons that, you know, they were monopolised the league and 8 seasons of winning the title. And I believe if you come to TNS, you manage them, you've been handed the keys to the kingdom, and it's then how you deal with that. And you know, Craig had an incredible period at the club, and the opportunity there now with the investment in the summer, you know, the expectations are to win the league, so there's pressure comes with that.
See Chris Sargent here on the sidelines this evening, due to the manager having to sit up in the stands. We'll just see how this corner develops now. Danger towards the back post. Big Astles couldn't quite get enough on it. But can you realistically tell me that you came into Connaskey as a manager, and we see this corner again, nothing, not even close to getting a goal, but did you honestly have realistic ambitions of seriously challenging this TNS side for the league championship?
I don't think early on, you know, there's small little battles, there's areas you want to improve, you want to start progressing. I think the chairman believed we could. I've no doubt about that. It was always his ambition to conquer TNS, and you know, and as things go on and time passes by and you keep improving, you know, and with the success you get investment, and you know, we felt we were getting close, and the few things went against us, and but those last couple of seasons, and you know, in the year of COVID, we were very, very good that year, and we were in fantastic momentum we had, and then obviously the importance for me personally, you know, of making sure that we cemented it the following season, and a long journey, and like I said many times, you need so many good people about you, and I was surrounded by good people.
We'll come back to that, I'm sure, after this free kick. We see the usual two. Marriott this time with the left footer. Dave Jones decides to come out, doesn't quite clear as well as he did in the first half, but just got enough to ensure they can clear the danger for the time being. TNS will try and continue with this attack down the left-hand side now. Williams coming back inside, patient. Cross coming in by Redmond. Marriott on his left foot, looking for that delivery towards the back post once again. It was almost a good bad one. If I can, I don't think it was exactly what he was trying, but it almost proved to be successful.
Yeah, it's a good area. I'm probably disappointed he didn't get on the end of it. Just drifted it into a dangerous area in there, and Danny just around the back just lost the flight of the ball.
I've done him a bit of a disservice there, I think, haven't I? I think it was exactly what he was trying to do, in fairness. And this man, well, he's having a good season. He's having a terrific couple of seasons.
Yeah,
one of the best players in the league.
I think so. Yeah, we tried ever so hard to keep him at Connors Quay, and you know, I just think the going full time and obviously coming to a club that done things the way they were, and it was the right thing for him, and he was incredibly ambitious. You know, like I say, we tried really hard to keep him, but you know, he was clear in his mind what he wanted to do, and you know, we wished him all the best when he left.
Underway down the right hand side, still causing problems. He's dug out a decent delivery there. Tricky one to defend. Ooh, Leo Smith just getting the court the wrong side. Yeah, poor pass there. Newtown once again are on the front foot down this right hand side, and this is the man who is causing problems. We discussed him before the game, we highlighted him before the game, and he hasn't disappointed.
There's no substitute for raw pace, and it frightens defenders, and you know, he certainly has it in abundance.
I think we're both speaking from experience, aren't we, when we're talking about blistering pace, you know, in our careers, Andy. Probably our strength.
Yeah, well, listen, if I had pace, I think I'd probably be in Barbados now. But it was a commodity that I was lacking in, and I had to certainly make up for it with my voice and my communicating.
Join the club, that is for sure. Be good individual battles happening all over the park now. Smith keeping the ball moving. There's Clark. Just rushing that final one, and there are a couple of opportunities behind the box where over the years we see TNS patient, looking for that final pass, looking for that gap in any back line, just rushing a couple of snapshots. Good play just outside the box. Brobble, always dangerous, looking for a handball. Brobble continues with his run. Right-footed cross towards the back post, a little bit too much on it. James Davis just comes across, gets enough on it. Good positive first touch. The young man, James Rowland. Terrific play once again, 1v1. I think it's going to be a change shortly, Andy. Not quite yet. We're just having a look. Was there a penalty here?
It's not enough.
There?
Not enough for me. Yeah, not.
What if it was one of your players going down?
I'd probably not. I'd appeal for it. I'd be
would.
disappointed if it was given.
Yeah, we see Baker ready to come on, and it's Ryan Astle, so we can only assume that there's an issue. What do you think? He's been exposed a couple of times in terms of his pace and that, but could there be a change of system, or Baker just slot in the back line?
I think it looks like he's going into centre half, yeah. And you know, you lose Ryan's aerial ability, but you might add a bit of pace there.
Well, one thing in the first half we were discussing often, Newtown had plenty of opportunities with set-piece deliveries, and they disappointed. This man who's about to come on for James Davis, who's worked so hard, he's got quality in abundance.
He certainly has. You know, when at Barry last season we played a few times, and you know, it was always on the button, and it was with feel and detail in the ball, and that's what they've been lacking. And now you've moved Assels out of there as well, which means a little bit more. You know, you might be able to find that central zone, which is the most productive. That might be a little bit more open now.
Yeah, disappointing for James Davis. Just to go back a little bit, Andy, you discussed, and this man will cause problems. If any opportunity, an open play or free kicks and corners, his delivery will be terrific. But just to go back, winning the league the first time, I was one who, because of the COVID issues and the way that you won the league, I always felt were Connah's Quay, they weren't taken to the last few games. You know, when the pressure really is on.
Absolutely.
And how you deal with that pressure. You weren't put under that stress. So I was always interested what would happen the following season. And you proved me, I wouldn't say wrong, because I wasn't doubting you, but the question was there. That must have been such an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah, it was, because we'll never know. And people can talk about the momentum was there. We were playing ever so well. There was an incredible energy around the club at the time, and you know, we'd made up 4 points deficit, and we went ahead, and we believed, like I say, we'll never know. And what was really important was the next season. You know, and
have you got your cowboy hat with you today?
Sorry?
Have you got your cowboy hat?
Not today. I was looking for Mike earlier, actually, to have a coffee with him, but he'll find me, I'm sure.
Well, look at this now. We've just seen who's come on, Dave Cottrell. And the first thing that's happened is a long ball by Dave Jones in the goal. A free kick one just outside the box. This is not crossing territory. This is going for glory and goal, isn't it?
If there was a player in the Welsh Premier League you want on this at this moment in time, it would be David Cottrell. Let's see if he lets me down.
Ooh. The wall just broke slightly, didn't it? It wasn't a strong wall that was committed, the three of them staying together. There was a little split, I'm sure, but they did just enough.
Hit his head, but Harrison was already on the way.
Have we built him up too much? Cottrell on the left-hand side. Lovely little back heel to Naeem Marson. Just looking too close to the goalkeeper. Opportunity gone. He was just trying to dig one out, wasn't he?
Yeah,
trying to get into an area. Yeah, more than comfortable for Harrison. TNS now looking just to inject a little bit of pace into the game. I tell you, Newtown, Chris Hughes especially, tactically tonight, he's so far got things spot on in terms of the distances between his players.
Absolutely, and you know, we talked about that before, the importance. You know, if you're playing that system, the roll out of possession of the front two to make sure the distances aren't huge, try and make the pitch as small as you can for the turnover. You know, because you ask a question of players in tight areas, the bigger the areas are, the better we all are. The closer the players, the closer players are around you, that's when your first touch and your awareness is questioned. And really, really impressed with what Chris has done tonight.
Yeah. This man, Chris Sargent, he's got the responsibility tonight to make the necessary changes. Because it's one thing to lose your last game against Aberystwyth. Even if you're top of the table, you don't want that one match to extend to two without a win. And the pressure grows onto the third, doesn't it? Yeah, correct decision. A little foul in the middle of the park, and you can see TNS, they are starting to try and inject a bit of life into this game, playing a bit quicker, but the poor end product again.
That moment there is probably something that's not, you know, they're always been very patient. They've moved the ball from right to left, and they try to stretch you as much as they possibly can to then create on the other side of the pitch a 2-on-1 where they would get down the side of you. But obviously with it appears a diamond shape, that's more difficult. And those patterns that we've always seen, you know, that's a difficult one for you, because for that to kill the momentum, you know, like I say, the pattern of continually keeping the ball and wearing you down, and that's just lacking a little bit at this moment in time.
You're looking at the likes of Brobble, Leo Smith, guys who can take a game by the scruff of the neck and dictate play. They haven't been able to do it tonight.
No, what they do have is they have real threats on the bench, you know, and Sizovic and Robles. You know, there's quality players there who score goals. So as the game goes on, there's not so much physically, because they're able to stay in the game, but mentally keep doing this for 90 minutes. Then they have that change later on, maybe on 70 minutes, and that's where they're very dangerous, because it's a massive shift for these players for this whole time. To keep that focus, keep that concentration, and the small details and the distances. Normally as time goes on in the game, they begin to open up a little bit, and good players will find them spaces.
There's a pocket of space here, looking to feed down the right hand side, cross towards the back post,
and there you go.
And it's in. The man of the season so far, Declan McManus, times his header well, and that's all it takes. A little bit of creativity, a little bit of space, feeding down the right hand side, and a cross of quality onto this man's head, and he's waited all day for that one.
It's that ball is the killer there now. Brilliant touch, and then you want that pace, quality of the ball.
Yeah, it's actually Baker, the sub, who makes that run.
Yeah, he's just sat it up, and perhaps the defenders jumped ahead the ball, and he should be jumping back into him. Try and frighten McManus with the back of your head, but it's made it a little bit too easy for him. He should be jumping into him there, and he's used him as a leverage really to go up. Brilliant from Brobble.
It's almost used the back / side of his head to head it. It's almost a sign of a natural, instinctive striker.
Yeah.
If I try that, it goes the other direction with a 50p head, I think.
No,
but
just that moment of quality. Yeah. Brobble's found a little pocket, it's been picked out, but his first touch and then the weight of the pass, that could be under hit or over hit, and then it changes the angle, and it's just perfect. And when it's that good, it's very hard to stop. It's a big 5 minutes now for Newtown.
Just keeping the play alive. Newtown got a decision to make now. Do they just try and cut those gaps for the next few minutes or so, stay in the game? They don't want to concede a second straight away.
Danny Davis gone into centre half, and Baker across the right back, and Marriott back into left.
We've spoken about Danny Davis. We saw Aaron Edwards in the crowd earlier, Leo Smith, good players in this league. Why is it that so little players make the move and make the jump from this league? You know, we see them week in, week out, and we think, are they good enough? In your opinion, why is there not many of them?
It's a good question, and I don't really have the answer. I know there's quality in the league. I know there's good young players, but you know, perhaps you'd have to maybe at times question the player's desire and his vision of where he wants to go and where he wants to play his football. You know, because yes, clubs come and watch players and that, but how much noise are they making to actually leave and get to what's perceived to be a higher standard? And you know, that's open for a different conversation of where we actually sit, where the Welsh League sits in the pyramid, or if you were to go to the English system or the Scottish, because you know, in the Iron Brew Cup we've beaten Scottish clubs, we've beat Premier League clubs, we've beat Championship clubs, you know, so I think the quality's there, but again, it's just that maybe that little comfort zone, and you know, happy where you're at and not wanting to challenge yourself.
I think there's always been an issue of people respecting, or there's a lack of respect towards the league in terms of being given an opportunity, because every player needs that little bit of luck to get that first opportunity. But I think from the outside it looks as if the league, in terms of its standard, not particularly the individuals, but the league in terms of the formations play, the quality of the game, it is improving, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, over the years, every manager has to have a pro licence, you know, and I've always spoke about the quality of the managers in this league. You're coming up against somebody who's very, very astute, understands the games, and will be coming up with a plan to nullify you, where they can expose your weaknesses. And you know, that's what's really stood out for me, the improvement over the years and the quality of the managers. You know, every team has somebody that has a pro licence, and you know that they're going to come up with a plan that's going to cause you problems.
Newtown just looking to steady the ship just a little bit, trying their best to have a moment of possession here, keep the ball, make the TNS players run off the ball, tire them out just a little bit, work the ball out to the left hand side to Asim, looking for that ball in behind. Oh, what an opportunity. No, was there an offside flag? I'm not sure, but this man once again.
Yeah, he came into a little pocket and he actually started to move, played it wide and kept his run going.
It's a clever ball, I think.
Very good, but a great run.
And any other centre forward than Asim's maybe looking for feet, but he knows, just stick it in behind. There's little spaces there was there.
Just a little bit more quality there. But that'll be encouraging. You know, although they're 1-0 down, they're still creating opportunities.
I think the important thing is for Newtown, even though they've just gone behind, you have to keep that respect. You've got to keep TNS honest, haven't you? With these couple of opportunities, couple of balls in behind, just to let them know that you're still in the game.
And getting the balance right, not exposing yourself, because you know, these will punish you. And again, there's that run down the side, just offside.
Yeah, just a little bit eager there.
You know, and as Newtown begin to feel their way and an urgency to get back into it, they will leave themselves open, and that's where they're at their strongest, I think, at times. You know, yes, they dominate possession, but on the turnover, with the pace and the quality, they can hurt you.
And we see there's been another goal. Bala, nice Tegid. Ollie Shannon with the second goal. What could be a very, very big result for Bala. We see now TNS looking for that second ball across the face of the box. Oh, got to put a lot of money on that, finding the back of the net, but terrific work by the goalkeeper once again, Dave Jones.
The quality's terrific. You know, we looked at that chance that James Davis had in the first half, and you know, there was no feeling, no detail on the ball into the box. That was perfect, absolutely perfect, and probably the key moment in the game, because if it's 2-0 now, you know, when they get their self ahead and they get their tails up, they're a handful. It's just this ball here, the quality of this ball now, look at that. That's perfect. The difference between that and what we saw in the first half is huge.
You expect McManus in the form he's in, but equally Dave Jones is in good form himself, isn't he?
Yeah, keeper's done terrific.
In the meantime, another free kick for Newtown. Mondui doing well to hold the ball up, win the free kick again, but poor delivery. Cottrell now picking the ball up, trying to dictate play from deep. Little Speller keeping possession along the back line. James Rowland. Out to Asim, down the left-hand side now. Always looking for that ball, penetrating in behind. This is how the table's looking at the moment. TNS obviously ahead in this game. Flint trailing Bala. Things are just tightening up a little bit, apart from the top side, Andy.
Yeah, it's going to be nip and tuck like that. I think, you know, there's results like tonight where, you know if Bala are at their strongest and they have their best players out, you know, it's a tough place to go, and you know, and that's a result that Colin needs to just bring it back a bit momentum. And when they have their full squad back, then for me they've got the depth and the ability there to push for one of them top 3 places. But for me, I still believe Connors Key will finish second this year.
Any surprises down the bottom? We see that could be a very big result for Aberystwyth. A couple of results in a row.
What stands out is 15 points to 17, 2 or 3 points. So although it looks that way, apart from obviously Druids, you know, 1 win or 4 points out of 6, and you're back in that top 6 again. So it's as close as it's ever been over the years.
So Connors Key to finish second.
Connors Key to finish second, yeah. I'm sure Gibble won't be happy with that, and perhaps Colin won't, but
Let's be honest.
I believe when the full teams and the squad are right and everybody's at it, and maybe a couple of additions in January, I think they'll go on, and the gap's too big to close that up. You're going to have to come here twice, and but I believe the quality's there, and I think by the end of the season they'll finish in the top 2.
Well, I don't think any other manager in the league would have expected you to say anything different, Andy.
No, it wouldn't. Listen. If I didn't feel that, I wouldn't say. I don't tick boxes, and if I didn't believe that, but I believe the quality. I don't think there's any manager more equipped to deal with it than Craig Harrison. It's perfect. Craig's worked with me for a couple of seasons. His history of the league, his understanding of the league, and his desire and his work ethic.
We just putting that to bed now. Ollie Shannon with another one.
Yeah, so like I say, there's nobody that could have slipped into the role like Craig, and his appetite and his desire to he's a winner, make no mistake, and he's a ferocious competitor as well, and I expect them to kick on, and I know, and Craig will guide them along in the right fashion.
So what happened at the start of the season then, Andy? As simple as injuries affecting your squad? Would you have expected to be closer to TNS in the early stages of the season?
I've said this many times now, and listen, you win games of football, and you find a way to win, and we started with a couple of wins, then a couple of draws that we should have won, then we had players sent off in 2 games back to back in Barry and Bala, which were huge, and during that period we had 4, 5, 6 key players missing, and when we were always struggling, even there was a couple of COVID cases, and I knew once the players were back, and I believed that the quality was there, and they could go on a run. But to start with, I think it set us back a little bit with Wildy and Danny Harrison leaving when they did. The timing wasn't ideal, because you only had a small window then to try and replace that, and again, like I said.
We just see TNS looking at that ball in behind it again, but Newtown just defensively take up the positions to be able to clear, but the pressure continues. Marriott inside, little flick by Clark, looking for Marriott once again. Cottrell working back. Thought he'd done well, but it's out for a corner. Another opportunity for TNS to stick the ball in the box, even though Astles is off the pitch.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake, because if David Cottrell keeps it in play, then it's the next momentum. So I think you'll see this where Marriott puts it out. No, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, yellow card for Cottrell for showing that he was upset with the decision. They've got to defend this one now, though. Into the box towards the back post. Newtown head on it. Wandue working back, winning possession. Works ever so hard as well, doesn't he? He's done well for the team once again. And Baker's come on. He's got a little assist after coming on as a substitute. He's also got a yellow card.
How about that? How about that skill of just running? Running around, enthusiasm, a desire to work hard. What a gift, and yet we're talking about it. That's what we expect from every player. And enthusiasm, pace, and a desire to run. It shouldn't be a gift, but it's something that when actually you see it as blatant as what the boy's doing, it's a pleasure to see.
See Robles coming on now. This man will be sniffing about, waiting for an opportunity, won't he? Williams has left. He'll be disappointed. Not many opportunities this evening, but as any substitute will want to do, this man will want to create an impression.
Yeah, Williams has worked really hard. It's not been his night in the final third, but he's worked hard and he's done his shift.
TNS now looking for that one ball in behind the Newtown defence. Good defending by Walker. Back to his goalkeeper who goes long. The ball that has caused issues. See Rowland winning the second ball. Cottrell looking to just spread the play now. With that quality of his. Great ball towards Arsene. Just switching the play. TNS making sure that they've got plenty of bodies back. Defending that first ball and then picking up the second. It's good forward play. Good play by McManus. Strong, powerful. And he's still going onto his left foot, maybe. Oh, he's tried a cheeky little toe poke, eh? I think he was tired.
Run out of energy by the time he got there. Terrific forward play. Held it up great.
That's how I looked when I arrived up the stairs, I think. Big question for you tonight, Andy. We hear a lot about your Christmas dinner list.
Yeah.
I think there's a few people on it. George Horan, one of them.
Yeah.
Mike Wilde, I'm sure he's on there now. How does someone get on there?
How do they get on? Good question.
I like my Christmas dinner, Andy. What do I got to do?
Oh, I tell you what, I've said it many times. You know, I've been so fortunate in my time to have worked with good people and honest people, and you know, and come through a journey over many, many seasons, and you build a relationship that's deeper and beyond football. And all I ask is for players to give me everything, you know, and I do the same. I give them the same back. And you know, I'll take players. I've done it many times. I'll take players to the gates of hell, and I'll want to go in, and I want them with me, and they'll know that you know, when I ask them, they'll know that I've given them everything, and it's a mutual kind of respect, and you know, and that's built up over a long period. And like I say, it's about the players that you work with and their qualities, and there's just so many. Danny Holmes, John Disney, Jay Owen, they're all proper men. You know, first and foremost, when the going gets tough, I could always call on them, and I know that going into any game, you know, we would have 6, 7, 8 players that were a greater desire than the opposition to win, and there's a lot to be said for that.
Got to be turkey, isn't it? You're not serving up a vegan Christmas dinner, are you?
No, it's bang on turkey, yeah. A big one as well.
Game just seems to have settled back down a little bit now. Newtown will feel with the changes that they potentially could make. We've seen Jamie Breeze get himself ready to come on. He's always a threat, always looking to make his runs in behind, isn't he?
15 minutes left, and Newtown will feel they'll get a chance or two before the game's up, and they're moving the ball well.
Cottrell just looking for that switch of play. It's obviously something they've worked on. Cottrell spreading the ball out towards the left-hand side. Flight not quite what he would have liked there. Just a late challenge, a couple of little screams in the middle of the park. Nothing for the referee to blow up for as Dave Jones goes long. If anything, TNS have dealt with the longer balls better without Astles, the bigger man.
Movement!
Williams coming back inside. Mondui just waiting for Cottrell to make his run on the outside. Good patience now. Lovely bit of skill. Cottrell with his quality now, right-footed. Nick Rushton just waiting for that little opportunity. He's been quiet, Nick Rushton.
Yeah, great defending from Baker. Just covering in at that back space, you know, where he should be, in between the goalposts, and great defending.
Little glimpse of the quality as well. Cottrell with the cross.
Yeah, into a really good area.
Clark down the left-hand side now. Looking for a run inside. Newtown can't clear this time. McManus. Oh, it's Messi in there, Brother on the left foot. Great block by Walker, who's defended well tonight.
Has done, yeah, been very impressed. Players there that I'm not familiar with, new people that are coming this season, and great desire here to block a shot.
You can see the bodies, Newtown. A little bit of panic stations, a little bit of scramble, but they've done enough. Here's Mondui now, lovely bit of skill, and the cross is equally as good, isn't it?
Equally as good, but then the defending was better.
Corner coming in. Good pace on that delivery. Dave Jones has done well to get enough on it. There's the second goal. It's the substitute Baker. He's created one with a cross down the right-hand side, and he was the first to react in the box on the turn, right-footed. Dave Jones thought he would have cleared the danger, but unfortunately it was this man. Look at the smile on his face. He's delighted.
The ball is so good. It's such a good ball. And I think it's Robles is probably disappointed not to get a little touch on it, such as the quality in here now. Just there, a little touch there, it's a goal. But kept it alive, and again, second face. So important on set plays.
Most of the Newtown players just getting dragged towards the goal, leaving a big space centrally.
Yeah, if you listen, we spoke about it in the first half. If you can keep it alive inside the box, you've always got a chance. And that one's fell to them, other ones haven't. And so important that you're alive to them second phases.
Yeah, Jamie Breeze, who's been preparing to come on. Unfortunately for him, he now comes on with his side 2-0 down. Nick Rushton has left. Evans has come on as well, Gordon Evans. And Rowland, who's had a good game in the middle of the park, worked really hard, won some second balls, but he's left.
They have, when we look at the way the first half went, and you ask what, they're 2-0 up now, TNS, how's that come about? It's moments of quality. And, sometimes that's a difference. The appreciation and the touch from Brobble to put in Baker, and then the quality on the ball, and then obviously you've got a striker in form. Their moments are so important, because there's nothing in the game. And Newtown, although they're disappointed, not to have taken something from that first half, but ultimately moments of quality are the difference at the top level.
Yeah, we saw there Jack Kenny with a goal back for Flint, perhaps just a little bit left to do. Cottrell looking for that ball towards the back post, but maybe a little bit too ambitious, even from a man with his quality. But it's a strange one, isn't it? Because we've come here, and I'm not sure about you, but the atmosphere's felt a little bit flat. The performance by the home side has been a little bit flat at times. But is it the sign of a good team that they're 2-0 up, and it looks as if they're on the way to being 2-0 up? Thanks to this man.
Yeah, a sign of a good team, or a sign of individual quality, and at key moments, that's the difference. Where you've not been terrific, there's like you say, a little lack of energy, but good players win your games of football. And when you've got Silvovic, when you've got Robles to come onto the pitch, you're always going to cause teams problems later on in the game. And we spoke about that, being able to deal with that intensity for 75-80 minutes, and then the ability to change it and bring on that quality again. It's hard to deal with that.
Yeah, 10 minutes left on the clock now. I'm sure all the best laid plans that Chris Hughes had with making his substitutions, Breeze coming into the fold, almost out the window now. There's still time, you never know if they can get one pretty soon, but it does look as if TNS, well, they are in a very strong position.
Yeah, and being TNS, they'll probably put the game to bed with another goal. That's what they do when they get ahead. They can be ruthless, and the second goal kills it off.
You see a yellow card for Robles here. A little bit chopsy, a little bit mouthy, I think, with the referee. It's gone in the book. Would that be something that you'd speak to your players about, Andy? Obviously, discipline being a big thing. How would you like them to speak with the referee?
Understanding the referee. There's referees that'll give you a little bit more. They might give you the eyes, give you a warning, but Dean John won't accept any nonsense. And it's very matter of fact. If you speak out of line, then you'll get booked. And that's what, at least you know where you stand with the referee, and that's important, because they're all different characters, and they deal with games differently.
Here is Breeze, first involvement in the play. Plays the ball back to Cottrell. There's only one thing in his mind, really, looking to get on that right foot and deliver. One way, then the other. Good defended by Clark there, out on the left-hand side defensively.
Put it down! Put it down!
Yeah, we can just hear the shout there, wanting Cottrell to leave it maybe for a long throw, but Asim gets the ball by his left foot. Cottrell not quite listening to Chris Hughes' instruction there.
Just wanting to load the box, and which also prepares you for the second phase. You get the box ringed off, and you can keep it in for when you go on in one, then probably a little bit too strong for Mwamba at that time.
Yeah, Leo Smith leaving now. Worked hard, maybe not his most influential best this evening, but he's done a job for the team. And when you're 2-0 down, this is not the man you want to see entering the field of play.
Exceptional pace. a threat in behind, wants to run. You know, very similar to Mwamba, wants to run in behind. And like I say, this stage of the game, you don't want to see that.
He looks in aches of space at the moment. If the final ball can be played, I think Cottrell's been pushed back at the moment to play a position a little bit deeper to what he would like. I think if Cottrell's position is not spot on, Sizlovic will be looking forward to making those runs in behind that you spoke about. Not a bad ball there, just testing Connor Roberts, Callum Roberts. Doing well in his individual battle, just seeing the ball out of play. See it again here. He won't give up, will he? Regardless of the score.
We'll keep going, Callum. Yeah.
Sizlovic now, left-hand side.
Don't let him come inside.
Lovely little ball towards McManus. Great save by Dave Jones. And a second save. Like a starfish. Vintage Peter Schmeichel coming out there. Ball still alive, Brobble. Right-hand side, sees the runner Baker once again. This is what led to the first goal. McManus looking for it again. And the break-in play. Great play by this man once again.
Yeah, and I think they deserve them 2 saves. You know, it wouldn't be a fair reflection of the game. It's a fabulous save. That one's probably more instinctive. The first save's a terrific save. But a great ball again, and first touch from McManus. And again, we're probably disappointed not to have got a hat-trick tonight.
Good play by Sizlovic. I think his pace is the obvious strength of his game, but you need a little bit of guile as well, don't you? A bit of cramp, maybe.
A bit of cramp. But, you know, Chris will go away from the game tonight, and it's a 2-0 defeat, and you don't get very much here. Sometimes it's about not getting a 5 or 6 that can affect momentum and just affect confidence. But it's not a fair reflection of the game, all in all, I don't think. And I think, you know, he'll go back probably disappointed that them key moments in the first half where they could have got ahead and then asked a different question, they didn't take them.
All managers will deal with it differently, but for yourself, after a defeat, how long does it take to get over it?
It depends the timing and the size of the defeat. You know, fortunately there'll be a game very soon, and again, this is not a game that I'd imagine Chris would have penciled in as a victory. You know, you'll look at the performance after the game, and you go home and reflect and say, and take something from it that the next time you come here, we know will cause these problems. But key moments, that quality is needed, and I'm afraid, you know, TNS have shown that tonight.
Will you get much sleep? We see this cross coming in now. Big danger in the box now. Too much space. Newtown do get a toe in to stop the shot coming towards Dave Jones once again. But will you lose sleep after a defeat?
Yeah, absolutely. I think such as the adrenaline in a game, it's very hard to switch off after a game, win or lose. It's hard to settle down, and it's become open now. And again, the last 10 minutes haven't really been a reflection of how the game's gone. And you know, it's probably fair on Newtown that they haven't conceded that third, which would lead to 4 goals, and it's not been anything like that, their performance.
Redmond for the strong run, just looking for a little 1-2, a little bounce. Doesn't quite come off, but it does look as if potentially there's another goal in here for TNS. Newtown players look a little bit tired now at the back as well, don't they?
They've worked incredibly hard.
Good delivery from the right hand side, cutting in on the left, Jordan Evans. Mondue keeps it in, 1v1 now. Running up Baker. He's done well attacking wise. Looking to defend this time. TNS just looking for that cherry on top of the cake now, late on. 2-0 up, sensing the Newtown players are tied. Mondue having to work back now. There's this man again, Baker with a terrific delivery.
I've not seen too much of Baker. Obviously, left Sheffield Wednesday, go to Newport with with a reputation. It didn't work out there, but I've seen some real moments of quality tonight. And those final moments, the quality's been exceptional from him. And again, millimetres there from a goal.
Yeah, certainly wouldn't be bad. Well, it's not bad coming on as a substitute and grabbing a goal and an assist. Certainly played a massive part in this game so far. And I do find it fascinating seeing Danny Davis then filling in at centre-half in the game, obviously proving what we discussed earlier, that he can play at various stages in a game in any position on the pitch.
Yeah. Again, pace and strength as well.
Cottrell there just not allowing the run in behind by Sizlovic. TNS happy just to keep a little bit of good possession towards the end of the game, be patient, look for that last little opportunity to go in behind, and this could be it now. I think the offside flag is up. What's the plan now for the rest of the weekend? More football, Andy?
Yeah, I'll take a game of football in tomorrow, I think, and then Sunday we're at City versus Everton, PSG on Wednesday, Plymouth Argyle Tuesday night, so we're back at it.
Ooh.
Yeah. We were talking earlier on about the strength of the league, and we spoke about them 4 players that were not available to Chris tonight, but you're bringing Jordan Evans and Jamie Breeze on. These are good footballers that have been around this league for a while, and again, I think, we spoke about Newtown, where they are in the league, and they've strengthened and they've improved, and it's a squad that has a bit of depth to it as well. So I expect them to cement a top 6 place comfortably, and again challenge like they have done for the last few years.
I think if anything, the first half of last season was probably the bigger shock as opposed to what they did at the end of the season. That is what you expect from a Newtown side, isn't it? Yeah. Whereas perhaps they started off the season slowly, and once you get into that rut, it's very hard to get out of, but they managed it.
Yeah, and Robbo and Sutton came in, players that have played with them before, and they got a bit of momentum, and probably rightly went on to be the team that deserved a European place at the end. Obviously, Penny Bont would have been very disappointed, with the season that they had, and just how well they'd done, and I felt for them missing out because of all the hard work. But they've definitely improved.
4 minutes injury time to be played, and we see TNS through Sizlovic, then into McManus looking for that final third goal. Newtown still pushing, still energy in the legs. Breeze working hard now to put the back line of TNS under some kind of pressure, but easy pickings, especially when the ball's at Harrison's feet.
And Danny Davis dealing with it really well, showing that if you can defend and you can run, then you can play any position in the back 4.
Just the offside flag, I think, up again for Brobble. This is the chance once again. Looking for that little clever chip towards the back post, isn't he? What's your thoughts on this man coming into the league and having an impact straight away?
Well, first and foremost, he's come from he's played at a very good level. Actually played for Ross County against Connaskey in the Iron Brew Cup final. And to come down to a new league, you've got to prove yourself. He scored goals. He's got an appetite and a desire to work hard. And when it gets competitive, he doesn't shy away from that. So, but yeah, ultimately, you bring 3 or 4 players in, and you want them to do well. And he certainly has fitted in well and scored goals and looks a threat.
Long throw coming in by Arsene. TNS, Keston Davis winning that first header. Sizlovic's pace now, just looking. Cottrell gets there first, goes back to his goalkeeper. Certainly don't deserve to concede another one. Newtown will just look to bounce back as soon as possible after this inevitable defeat by TNS. Certainly plenty of positives to take from the game, though.
There's lots to take from the game. The fact they've caused them problems, the threat that the man on the ball at the moment has had. I'm probably disappointed in the first half not to have gone ahead.
Well, what's your thoughts? Tommy Morgan has given this man of the match, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a threat. He's frightened, and again, a great advert, really. For energy, desire, run, and see where it takes you. and he certainly impressed us tonight.
Good play just to keep the ball alive there. By George Hughes, cross towards the back post. TNS don't win the first, but they win the second ball. And Breeze, handful as always, keeps possession. Great touch for Jordan Evans. Just a heavy second touch, as I think he was lining up for a shot from long distance. Continue to press now with Arsene. And the ball in the box. TNS defenders asking for an offside flag to be raised. Nothing given. Not much left on the clock now. Cottrell wins the ball, centre of the pack. Looking for that ball into the box now. Run by Brett Taylor. Good defending. Here is Jordan Evans. First touch. Looks for a strike straight against Danny Redmond. And they're in on goal with one long ball. 1v1 situation. Louis Robles comes inside, looks for support. Here's Brobble on the left. Good defensive cover by Roberts. Just slowing him down, slowing the move down, forcing them backwards. Marriott out wide. And there we have it. Andy, it has been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully we'll see you back in management soon.
Hopefully, yeah. I'm just I enjoyed the game tonight, and it was TNS do what they do. They've won 2-0, but again, Newtown, I think they'll be disappointed.
Yeah, without question, TNS just showing their clinical edge towards the end of the game. A couple of goals in the second half. Newtown huffed and puffed, worked hard, but it's finished here at Park Hall. TNS 2, Newtown 0.
Sgôr terfynol felly, Seintiau di ennill o 2 gôl I ddim. Canlyniad da iddyn nhw heno, o ystyried beth sydd wedi digwydd yn y gemau eraill. A dyma pam mae fe'n canlyniad mawr i'r Seintiau newydd. Maen nhw wedi ennill yn erbyn y tîm oedd yn drydydd, a mae'r tîm oedd yn ail di colli. Mae Flint di colli'n bala a 2 gôl I 1, 2 Oli Shannon, Dave Edwards a'r llall. Jack Henni'n cael un yn ôl i'r Flint, a'r Seintiau di ennill o 2 gôl I ddim. Wel, mae'r sgôr ar hyn o bryd, eiliadau'n weddill, a mae Aberystwyth ar y blaen yn Met Caerdydd o gôl I ddim di gorffen. A fi falch gweud bod fi'n cael cwmni Leo Smith fan hyn. Leo, croeso mawr ato ni. Llongyfarchiadau'n gyntaf, 3 pwynt pwysig i'r Seintiau yno.
Oedd hi'n bwysig efo ni'n cael yr colli'n aber, bynnag wedi, ond...
10 diwrnod yn ôl, mae'n teimlo fel oes yn ôl, mae'n siŵr.
Ond mae'n bwysig bod ni'n dod â... Ella ddim yn perfformiad mor gret ag oedden ni isio, ond gathon ni'r result yn diwedd.
Ti'n gweud ddim yn perfformiad cystal falle, ond chi'n chwarae yn erbyn tîm sydd wedi gwella yn rhyfeddol tymor yma, maen nhw'n drydydd hefyd, a Dre Newydd yn gwneud un anodd I chi heno am gyfnod hir.
Oedd efo nhw'n chwarae 5 yn cefn, maen nhw'n frustreitio ni efo'r ffordd oedden ni chwarae heno efo fatha diamond y canol, 2 strikers, ond oedden ni chwarae ffwbol iawn, ond weithio ni'n trio rhithro pel gormod lawr y channels y falle, ac o'n am rili lle I strikers ni neu I players ni cael ar y bel fel da ni eisiau nhw.
Yn amlwg yn siomedig yn colli'n Aberystwyth, ond erbyn heno, chi wedi ennill yn erbyn Dre Newydd. Ti newydd gweld y canlyniad bod Flint wedi colli hefyd, yn sydyn, mae'r tabl yn edrych lot gwell i'r Seintiau.
Ydy, dyna oedden ni eisiau, ni'n gwybod, sa'n ni'n curo aber, sa'r bwlch wedi bod yn well I ni, ond na, da ni eisiau'n cymryd gêm bob tro maen nhw'n dod a wneud siŵr da ni'n siŵr curo bob gêm sy'n dod ymlaen ni.
Ac yn bersonol, gys ti Gerdyn Coch dadleuol, na I weid na, sy'n wedi ti weid na, cwpl o wythnos yn ôl, ti'n hapus ar ffordd yma, ti'n dod nôl mewn i'r tîm ac ati?
Yndw, o'n i'n, obviously, oedd y tîm yn curo, so o'n i'n methu cael lle fi nôl yn y tîm, ond na, dwi wedi bod yn gweithio'n galad a, obviously, heno ges i'r chance eto, ond o fwyaf gêm neu chwarae fwyaf gwell na dim erbyn diwedd.
Bendant, ti'n mynd hapus heno da'r 3 pwynt y beth. Leo, diolch yn fawr iawn am ddod draw, ni'n gwerthfawrogi yn fawr iawn. Ceri gael cawod,
diolch yn fawr iawn.
Nôl gatre, Leo Smith gyda ni fan hyn yn fyw ar Sgorio, hyfryd cael cwmni Sgorio. Cael cwmni Leo ar Sgorio, dylen ni weid. A jyst I gadarnhau pam o'n i'n tanlinellu bod e'n hapus dros ben y Seintiau. Wel, wedi mestyn I Mantes ar y brig erbyn hyn, mae fe 9 pwynt o'r Flint. Ac wrth I Tommy Morgan a fi graffu ar y tabl, ni'n sylweddoli. Le mae Aberystwyth di fynd, boes bach? Mae nhw'n 9fed yn y tabl. Ni'n hollol neutral fan hyn ar Sgorio, ond Tommy Morgan, fel ni'n gweld eto, fai mor gyflym, mae pethau'n gallu newid yn y gyngred yma. Cwpl o wythnosau yn ôl, o'n i'n meddwl, mae Aberystwyth mewn trwbl fan hyn. 2 fuddugoliaeth, 2 gôl I Owen, and John Owen yn sydyn, mae'n wedi cael 6 pwynt mewn 2 gêm.
Ie, 10 diwrnod wedi traws newid I tymor nhw, ond edrych ydi ar y tabl yna, a gall, wel, unrhyw un falle o'r 5 neu wechyd fynd lawr tymor yma.
Mae'n mor agos. Dewch chi'n y goliau nath sicrhau'r fuddigoliaeth i'r seintiau fan hyn. Mae'n siŵr bod y dre newydd yn hapus am gyfnodau hir, ond be nath newid pethau?
Wel, gormod o le ar yr asgell dde fan hyn i Ash Baker, oedd hi'n groesiad bendigedig, os chi, fel y masodwr, ti moyn y bel, wel, oedd y bron bod ar ei dalcen e, oedd ei amseriad i rediad e a i wneud e yn wych hefyd, ond brobl, ti allan i droi dde fe fyna, y pwysau ar y bas yna yn wych, y croesiad yn fendigedig a gorffen yn gelfydd.
Ie, mae Baker, fod y teg, mae'n dymlaen fel eilydd, mae fe'n creu un, mae fe'n sgorio'r ail, gen i weld un yma nawr, chwaraewr y safon di cyrraedd y seintiau fan yna.
Wel, mae Baker wedi dod o Casnewydd, os yw'n iawn. Nath e, i fod yn ollol onest, pan oedd Astros off, nath e ffafr i'r seintiau, herwydd o Danny Davies yn ganol am ddiffyn, mae fe yn gyflym, felly oedd e'n negyddu Mwambe, o'n i'n meddwl gath gêm wych i'r Dre Newydd yn unigol. Ar ail gol, mae Dave Jones gyda fe'r, mae fe'n dyrnu gormod i fi o'r bel. Mae'n dod mewn y postyn pella fyna, mae'n dyrnu allan, dim digon pell, a Baker na gyd mae'n gwneud i'w troi a cael gymaint o nerth tu ôl i'r ergydd a gallai fe.
A hon wedyn ni yn sicrhau ddi. Mi oedd na gyfnodau le o'ch chi just yn meddwl falle bod ni'n rhamantig gormod, falle bod cyfle da Dre Newydd fan hyn, mae'n dwywen torri drwodd yn yr hanner cyntaf, enghraifft. Mi oedd na falle hanner cyfleoedd dan nhw heno.
Ie, bydd Chris Hughes yn edrych nôl a gweud, 3 neu 4 chwaraewyr amlwg allan dan nhw heno, ond y bechgyn sydd yn mewn, maen nhw'n gwneud jobyn wych i'r tîm, ysbryd ffantastig. Yr un beth yn misio i fi nhw, oedd y bel olaf yn y Cwrt Cosby, a oedd Williams, oedd e ddim yn y Cwrt Cosby ddigon un, oedd e falle yn chwarae mwy dwfwn, herwydd nhw moyn falle cadw pethau yn dyn. Felly, ond, i gael y chal, oedd hi'n gêm dda, a oedd Seintiau yn heiddi ennill, ond dwi'n mwyn o 2 gol. Ie, byddwn nhw'n hapus iawn da'r treffoedd. Tommy, diolch am y cwmni. Lan o lawr yr gantri yno. Tommy wedi bod yn brysur yn sylwebu chi'n cadw cwmni fi wrth ochr y cae. Cofiwch am eich bwyntiau sgorio. Lot fawr i ddod fel arfer gyda ni ar ddiwedd y penwythnos prysur yma. Fel arall, 4:05 ar nos lun, a hefyd 10 o gloch ni'n ail chwarae y rhaglen yna. Felly digon yn digwydd. 2 gêm wedi bod heno, 2 gêm i ddod fori, a cofiwch fi sgorio yn dilyn y cyfan. A dyna ni, diolch yn fawr iawn am eich cwmni. Y Seintiau Newydd wedi ennill yn erbyn y Dre Newydd, yr un hen stori rhwng y 2 dîm newydd, a 9 pwynt yw'r bwlch ar y brig. Diolch yn fawr iawn am eich cwmni heno. Hwyl fawr i chi.
Mae e'n rhoi 110% iddi heddiw.
Pêl-droed gartref gyda Screwfix. Nodwyr pêl-droed ar S4C.